was like, yeah, so I need to spruce up the power system a little bit. Oh, this Mikey shit going crazy. Yeah, we gonna go ahead and copy that for one subset of characters, so that nobody ever correlates it, and the people who do correlate it are my super fans. Tell them that they're lying. Because if you had told me, if I would have came to me with this same revelation 2 months ago, I was like, bro, shut the fuck up.
But now you're a believer.
Yeah, because I rediscovered Magi, and seeing the fact that those arcs came out way before Oda even did the first Awakened Mythical Zone, or Awakened Zone.
Think how hard it is to be Oda, though. You've been having ideas. You've been having these ideas for years. You know your story going this way, and the niggas somehow telepathically take your shit. It's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he had to have an idea of these things. He might not have thought it out 100%, but when he made Zones, he may have thought of Awaken or like a few years later. But it's like at some point, some people done stole this man's shit, like off of just not stole, but like mentally abdicated his ideas.
What do you mean stole? Are we talking? Is there a series where things are very similar to One Piece?
No, it's like a lot of ideas that Oda might have had right in his head. He didn't execute. It's not in the manga. He didn't write it. But the ideas were there because he laid in the breadcrumbs, because it was like a breadcrumb master or whatever people say. So it's like he's working up to that, and as Oda, like the person Oda, in 5 years you're gonna drop this, and someone comes within 99% of what you gonna do as like their base shit, you're like, damn, now it's gonna look like I'm biting, but I got the notes. I thought of this in 1996. Like,
maybe.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's possible that
nope, I'll hand it on it.
He said
like,
no.
I mean, heck, if you really think about it, like you look at Crocodile, and you look at his ability to dry up moisture, and it's like that. Looking back, feels like what could be a Logia awakening. I mean,
it was a low. Nah.
Oh shit!
Here we go. Don't get up.
Already,
it's visibly proven. It's visibly proven that even in the story, it's even stated that Ace was awakened. And Crocodile, when Crocodile,
even though Ace never used his awakening,
Ace changed Drum Island's.
I don't necessarily buy that Ace was awakened, but
Ace changed Drum Island's whole weather. What are we talking about? That's what awakened.
That could be.
That's exactly what awakened.
That could have just been part of him being a strong user of the fruit.
We didn't even see one awakened technique from Ace.
He had a lot of techniques, though. He had a lot of techniques, and Entei was crazy. Entei was insane.
So we're gonna say that a whole snowy kingdom has his whole climate change.
Like it's possible.
That moment that man's there. Oh no, it's not possible, because that's what happened. And then we're gonna say we get like literally in a time skip, we see what happened when two Awakened Logia users duke it out. They changed the climate permanently. Right. In Hazard.
Okay, yeah, and that's fair. And what I'm trying to say is,
if Ace had, we saw Ace have Conqueror's Haki, but he never used it.
It would make sense. No, he used it. Well, okay.
No,
well,
as in the main story,
it was not canon.
Yeah,
that's right. That was anime only.
And retroactively make Ace Logia user.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of Ace, I get pissed off at Oda, because I'm not trying to say it was necessarily his original plan to kill him off, but honestly, killing him off to this day infuriates me. Because it's not
I thought it was said that Oda did it like off a whim. I think he asked somebody, right?
Yeah,
Like,
the editor.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
he brought
like
Sabo back.
Itachi.
Sabo's
You know,
arguably a
when I
better
look at
character.
Itachi by comparison, Itachi was pretty much, you know, we saw all the stuff he could do. We saw everything. You know, he was finished. Ace, like, I know that whole argument of, well, if he didn't die, Luffy wouldn't have a reason to get stronger. I call BS on that, because this same man had enough reason to be like, yeah, I can't protect my Nakama. I mean, the only reason I got out of there is because I had freaking Whitebeard and all his men, you know, protecting my ass. Like, and it's not like Rayleigh wasn't going over to Boa's island anyway, and wouldn't have been like, hey, Luffy, I gotta teach it. Like, I don't think Luffy would have been like, no, I'm not learning hockey, even though it'll make me stronger. He's naive and he's stupid at times, but if he found out there was a way to become stronger, he would definitely have said, hell yes, to that. So I don't necessarily buy the whole, well, Ace needed to die for him to want to get stronger. No.
No, I mean, the easiest counter is that is he was going to want to get stronger anyway because of Sabaody had it.
Yeah, I mean, heck, just the fact that he saw Rayleigh fighting Kizaru, and you saw, like, okay, well, he didn't see. Okay, well, he would have been like, you know, I remember when all those people went unconscious, and you know, I had no idea what was going on at the time, and then Rayleigh could be like, it seems you used that same ability, and then Luffy would basically be like, you know, teach me. You know, I want to learn how to do this.
Hey, look, an easy thing that y'all can point to is look at the power difference when Whitebeard did his Quake attack and the sea split, and look at Luffy's reaction. He knew he was nowhere near that level.
That's true.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean,
what up, Joe?
Even Blackbeard,
What's good, bro?
you know, freaking handling him was gonna be a reality check. Like this, like I just tried to hit this dude, and like one attack, he pretty much put me down. Like, he didn't actually put him down, but you know, Luffy would have been like, okay, well, my Devil Fruit's not enough, so I'm gonna need to figure something out.
Sure.
I don't know. Just because, you know,
Y'all enjoy the
cool.
conversation. I gotta get to something. I just want to stop in and say hi.
I appreciate
Hey,
you.
good.
I didn't mean.
I'll see you in the stream.
You were able to come. What stream?
I'm streaming. I follow New Vegas.
Yeah, we just chatting.
Wait, are you leaving Discord to do it, or?
I'm 100% always
what?
correct.
Lies. What
Never
you say,
lie.
Are you leaving the Discord to do it, or
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it's
I think the reason it upsets me nowadays that you know that Ace is dead is because it's like this guy was, you know, one of the top-ranking commanders for Whitebeard. It was intended for him to replace Whitebeard one day as captain. Pretty sure that was said in that one novel, but it's pretty much, you know, implied by Whitebeard that he wanted Ace to take over for him. You know, to become captain.
Especially when you talk about a pirate manga.
And you're right, it's impactful, but
yeah.
It was our first major death.
like, we could have seen more from him before it happened. We could have seen, like, I don't know. I just feel like
I think Oda should have replaced him better, because what you're saying makes sense, and the potential is one of the things that makes it bad, because we know he would have done great stuff. But as far as like having that potential realized elsewhere, Oda, I think, tried his best. He had a lot of abilities, but he didn't have anybody quite like Ace. And he tried to have Sabo step in and be the new Ace and stuff. But
and no disrespect to Sabo fans, but it's kind of lame to me.
A lot of people say that, and I didn't know that when I was first reading the series. Like, a lot of people didn't like Sabo or the fact that he came back, or they even think his outfit's lame. Like, the whole time Sabo
I hate his
they was going through Sabo's backstory. I was enamored.
I hate his outfit. Like, why would this dude wear the same exact kind of clothing he did when he was a noble? Same hat, everything. Like, at least put a hole in it to, basically show like a metaphorical middle finger to, the Celestial Dragons and be like, look what I did to the clothing that my parents, gave to me.
I think it was lazy. Not lazy, but he just kind of wanted to keep it the same as far as clothing. Because I agree, if he had an outfit change in the same vein, that would have been kind of cool. Not necessarily to stick it to his parents, but to just show that his character changed. Because it's weird that he somehow kept that outfit and either got a new one made or somehow tailored it as he grew up as a kid. That's strange.
It's just it just frustrates me, And I like Sabo, but then when he got Ace's fruit, I was like, really, Oda? So many other characters have devil fruits. It'd be nice to see one of the three, quote unquote brothers not get a fruit. And I mean, he'd been doing so well up until that point, on his own without a fruit, and he gets the fruit. And it's like, I honestly would have preferred if Burgess did get it. I really would have preferred that if Burgess got that fruit.
That was a drastically different story, my friend. I don't know if I'm rocking with it, but
because I mean, Blackbeard would have had that fruit essentially, and it would have been like, I don't know,
Didn't know anyone
much better than
that
buff
thing
or whatever it is that
What's your story?
Burgess has.
I agree. The fruit's not. I think Oda, to say he did it on purpose is obvious, but to say, I think it was just for simplicity's sake. Like, if you have a simple fruit, kind of like Luffy, you can do a lot with it. But if your fruit already comes extra complicated and has all these rules and stipulations, you can't do that much with it. Almost like Kite from Hunter x Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really great nin ability, but it forced him to kind of stay within a certain these boxes that's set by the fruit. Not the fruit, but the ability. And now that you got the strong fruit, you can do whatever you want with that. You can be as creative as you want, kind of like Luffy's rubber fruit. Which,
presumably.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully. It won't just be, I can make myself more muscular. Hopefully it'll be more than that.
He combine it with his hockey and all that stuff, and someone will have to outstrength him or judo throw him if he's Jinbei fighting him or something, teaching him lessons, shit like that.
I still say Sanji is probably gonna be his opponent, because I don't know, it just feels right to me.
You like the fruits Blackbeard people got black?
I don't know. It's in the middle of the argument.
No,
Not the argument. So
not the arguments.
I mean, someone's gonna have to fight
I was a
Kusan,
sheriff, believe it or not. For a small town far to the west of here.
Maybe
Wait,
that.
who's
Short
talking
version
about
is that sometimes justice is a little slow.
Sanji's fight being who?
I
Who you
helped
said
speed it
Sanji's
up
fight
one
was?
too many times.
I said Burgess,
I'm not
but now
sorry
I'm
for
thinking it
anything
might be
I did,
Kusan.
but I will do the time. Fair enough trade. if you
Sanji
ask
will
me.
fight. Well, if Sanji fights
I
the
can see
ice
Sanji
dude,
and
that'd be a
Kuzan.
dope fire and ice fight.
But it's clearly gonna be Burgess and Jinbei. That's the fight.
What about Sanwan Wolf or the heavy drinker dude?
Sanwan Wolf is that's
I feel like
what's the
Sanji
name?
needs the hype of
That's
beating
coming
an
to
apple.
fight.
Well, Sanji fights.
Like, Sanji fighting Kuzan would be so much more hype than this drunk dude.
No, I never thought he was fighting him. You're talking about Jinbei fighting the drunk dude, but Sanji would, because someone has to fight Shiryu, obviously Zoro, Blackbeard for Luffy, and then we just have to pick the strongest from there, which naturally would be Kuzan. But yeah, I actually like that better than anyone
Unless
else.
Zoro fights Kuzan
Luffy.
instead, because he uses a sword too.
Yeah, that is true. But I don't know,
He might be a better swordsman than Shiryu, because Shiryu needs the invisibility power.
Well, we see them train more with punching. I think that sword thing was just impromptu, just kind of like a flavor thing. Because when he did it, it was real saucy. Like he picked up the grass and then for no reason froze the grass. But him freezing the grass didn't help make the sword because he just made more ice out of nowhere. Anyway, around the sword, it was kind of funny.
Understood.
I didn't originally think that Kuzan would be a fist fighter, because the way he fought previously was just to make ice constructs, and it was like this dude's clearly like more of a Shikamaru type than just running in there and putting up his dukes, and he's not exactly buff either. So him,
yeah, it was kind of out of nowhere. We knew he had a pass. We knew he had a pass because he used to be fiery or whatever. But
yeah,
I definitely wouldn't have seen Garp's tutelage come out of nowhere.
Like him being trained by Garp does make sense, but him taking after Garp's, same fighting style, no, that makes no sense. That just feels forced.
I think it's because he saw that at the end of the day, you can have a whole bunch of fancy tricks, but you gotta have hockey and you gotta be able to use it effectively. So I think he mastered his fruit. He mastered all the other trainers around the facility. He mastered the all the other training of the people in the Marines. He said, and then he came to Garp because Garp was just the strongest guy without the fruit. He was just hands. So he was like, this is kind of the last area of expertise I need to learn. And I think he found it to be the most effective. He was at the top with Neville. He was on to get to the top with training and the fruit. So I think that's why he chose it, because along with his fruit, if he's also good at fist fighting, he's damn near unstoppable.
I mean, it's also true that I'm not trying to say that I didn't think Kuzan couldn't fight him. I just didn't think he'd be like a hand-to-hand master. I thought he'd just coat his ice attacks in hockey and make hardened ice spears and throw them at people and do that. Not
Do you think Oda
Puncher
kinda,
was the Puncher was always on me. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Do you fucking powder games? Do you think that Oda kind of taking a hint from Horikoshi when it comes to the hockey as a power system? He kind of made it to where it's like it's more effective closer it is to your body. That's why we don't see a lot of attacks coded in hockey used at a distance.
Possibly.
Almost like the fruit is like not the counter, but like the complement to that. Like if you want to fight up close, you gotta have hockey, because closer it is to you, the more effective it is. And then it's hard to attack long range. You gotta coat your hockey and stuff, but it's not as strong as a punch. Or if you do a wind slash with it with a sword, it's not as good.
Yeah,
so you kind of make a double fruit to make up for that gap.
Yeah, that's possible. I do have to. I would have to question something, however. Well, not question something, but wonder something. If Oda really wants us to believe, if he didn't just write Kaido as saying what he said about hockey because it's just Kaido, or if Oda at that point was actually trying to tell us readers that yes, this is the case about hockey, then I have to start thinking, all right, well, then does that mean that there's much higher, I don't want to say levels in the sense of there's more to hockey that we'll see, but levels in the sense of being able to take it beyond. So instead of just I can see a few seconds into the future. Maybe I can see a minute into the future. Instead of, just taking Rio and putting it into an object. Maybe I can, punch and like send it flying out. Or maybe my conquerors can actually expand beyond me and almost form like a dome-like barrier or something. That's because
Whatever the
I feel like, as great as hockey is, I mean,
I would say whatever its bounds are, like the new boundaries that's being set by whoever brings up the new form of hockey or whatever, it would have to be, kind of, it would have to be based on like the origins of hockey, because now we're getting to the root of things in the story. So everything about hockey, they'll allow it to be great or allow it to be whatever it is. It's gonna have to make sense as far as like how the world operated in the past. And if it chooses to make it wacky as Gear 5, like if Gear 5 was something that was able to be defeated back in the day, and it's the wackiest thing we got, but Shanks is still calling Luffy like a sapling, basically like a little guy, then whoever had his power did what he did times like 10.
oh yeah,
So how wacky is that?
Yeah, it's like it's pretty insane to even try and imagine how it would be possible for, say, somebody on the level of Roger, because as of right now, he's the one that I would assume he and Whitebeard are the two characters that most would accept as being like
Oh
the
shit!
highest point in terms of hockey, right?
Hey, give me
Like,
one second, bro. I've been neglecting my chat. My boy Joe.
Joe said read this comment.
Yeah, I was gotta read my man's comment. I'm also getting jumped by every powder ganger at once. So we're gonna take a pause for the cause. My boy Joe was talking about the Blackbeard pirates and shit, and who will fight who. Zoro, of course, fighting Shiryu. And Joe said something that I agree with, that I really thought was gonna happen for a while. Sanji's fighting the cat king nigga. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Yeah, the Pizarro.
Avalo Pizarro.
Pizarro.
That cat nigga. Avalo Pizarro.
Hey, ain't that the island niggas?
Yeah.
yeah,
Before
he's
he
the
had
one
that fruit, I thought that's who Sanji was fighting, because I didn't have his powers yet. I thought he would be crafty or Lafitte. Those are my top two. Lafitte is that.
The Lafitte. You see the Lafitte. And this gonna make y'all Sanji fans happy, because the Lafitte turns out to be the secret right hand man, mastermind, all this quote unquote. I know two people at least on hop shit. You see, I know two people at least that's guaranteed gonna have that same reaction.
Lafitte's portrayal, like based on what we do know and how he carries himself, it actually makes me wonder if he could be the second strongest. Like, everyone talks about, Shiryu. Well, here's the thing. Just because people assume Zoro will fight a person doesn't necessarily mean he has to always fight a person. He just has to fight the second strongest. And, like, it's not like he, put his swords away and say, hey, we have to fight hand in hand because we don't have the weapon. Now, I mean, I would prefer it if Oda turned that on its head and was like, no, Shiryu's not going to fight Zoro because he's not the second strongest. And it'd be like, well, would kind of make sense, because the ones that were with the Blackbeard pirates the longest, for all we know, they could have known how. I mean, Blackbeard could have taught them for all we know. I mean, why wouldn't he? I mean, He wants his crew to get
I
stronger.
mean,
He wants his
Blackbeard
crew
doesn't.
to...
Yeah, he wants a strong crew, but initially, so this is the thing. Come on, right there. This is the thing. Initially, Blackbeard's crew wasn't looked at as strong, so we didn't know his true intentions with his crew. It wasn't until after Impel Down that Blackbeard begun to like hunt for a strong crew, hunt devil fruit users. So one can say, actually, we need to know what Blackbeard's been. We need a Blackbeard spin-off 2 arcs at least.
At
Just to see
least
like,
he been doing some
like
stuff. He
well,
been
really
moving.
like for pre-time skip, like because like we seen Luffy's adventure and where he was going, and Luffy's on an adventure parallel to Roger.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he though? Because is Luffy gonna go back? Because what's his name went back? Roger went back.
They said Luffy's the way Luffy doing it right now. He makes that irrelevant.
Wait, go back where?
Like at the beginning of the Grand Line.
Oh, you mean like a flashback?
No. Remember, Roger circumvented the globe. He went to Lodestar, and then he had to go back or go around. Did he go around or did he turn around? I can't remember.
I think they went. So with that being said, when they got the Lodestar and they had to go back, that definitely means Raptail is in the old world.
And no.
Raptail is in the old world.
It's in the old world.
In the old world. Why you say that? Why does that mean that?
Because, well, if they went back around, right?
Yeah.
So that means Raptail.
We don't know if they turned back or went forward.
You don't think they just went back so Roger could die in Lowtown? Like so that he could get, so he could turn himself in?
Back. Remember the first time they went back?
Oh, they said they had to go back anyway. Like they had in the flashback, Odin's flashback, it talks about it.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that.
So I'm like, did he turn around or did he go forward over the red line? Not red line. Hold on. Over the reverse mount again. Like I guess the other way.
I'm gonna be honest. I won't be surprised if Laugh-Tail ends up being like an island on a turtle that goes under sea every so often and then resurfaces. Like
it has to be underwater at this point. That's why I've been.
Hey, hold on, because you know what series got a underwater island nation kingdom that comes up and it's on a turtle.
The only one I can think of is freaking the third Aladdin movie. But
I said Nagi.
Oh, Nagi. It also has Aladdin in it. Which is funny.
Any sequel Disney movie other than Toy Story and Lion King was immediately pooped.
Technically, would we count the lion turtle? No, wait, the lion turtle didn't have an island on its back.
No.
Did it? No, it didn't.
Powers,
it was, and it was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, like.
But I don't believe. I'm ready for this chapter to come out. Not gonna lie.
So, wait, Black. You don't think this shit can be underwater? You think it has to be an island above?
Who, me?
Yeah. No, the other.
No, I think there. I actually think it will be underwater.
You did that shit.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about.
You really did. You could click on the thing. You could have said Mugiwara. You could have said anything.
Mugiwara. Wait, is he in the chat?
Who? Yes.
He said Mugiwara, and I was like, wait, Mugiwara Matt B's in the chat?
The OG Mugiwara Black Jesus. Do you think that what you call is underwater?
Wait,
Raptail?
who's Mugiwara Black Jesus? That's not me, obviously. That's
you in this
clearly the person talking right
now. Yeah, I forgot what your name was. I do apologize.
It's hilarious, but anyway.
I knew it obviously wasn't me, and I was like, wait a minute, that name's familiar.
His name was Black Katakuri, and I changed it.
Y'all funny as hell.
I'll let Black Angel kind of current now.
I want to be known that I didn't do this.
You was asking me if it was underwater, right? If Raphael was underwater, right?
Where is Grant? Yeah.
I think it could be underwater now. Like
I'm leaning towards it.
The whole thing with the raising
hold on. I'm talking to the other Black. Let my boy get his opinion out real quick.
So, and again, you did it again.
I'm so used to saying it.
I muted myself so I could shut up and so that you talk.
No, you did. I would say it is underwater right now. I think it was underwater when Roger and them did it, when they found it. That's why nobody really would find it. What I know for sure, 100% is underwater, is the Ancient Kingdom. And I think at the end of the chapter, last time that was the Ancient Kingdom we seen.
I agree. I agree.
Nobody talked about that.
Damn,
it's gonna be. I mean the Atlantis parallels, like, because weren't there a lot of theories or myths about Atlantis being like a very advanced underwater city?
So it's the Atlantis parallel, and then I don't know if you heard, people are starting to bring back the island of Mu, which I don't really. I can go with Atlantis. I don't like Mu.
Yeah,
I don't like Mu.
That's some Black shit right there, my boy. I remember that one.
Pangea being brought into One Piece. Pangea, which was
more of a history thing. Like, this was how it was instead of being relevant now.
But I thought it was said in One Piece that at one point all of the countries and whatnot used to be like one mass of land, or it was
No. He said that there was a bit more land. Like, most of the world is under, like, sunk. It wasn't a lot. It was all one big piece of land.
Okay,
so there could be continents. Like, it could have been like let's say a couple continents, and then bodies of ocean with the red line as an equator, unless the red line got erected as the world started flooding it, as landmass started falling below sea level. That's when they built the red line.
Are y'all
or that's when Joy Boy.
Sorry, go ahead.
What?
I was saying, are y'all on board with the red line being in space at one point and fell to Earth?
I can see that, but I don't like it. But I can see it.
I don't like it either.
That was King's big theory. Like the planet was a Dyson sphere. The red line was a big halo ring around the planet and shit. It was a lot. What's up, Punch?
So that literally, if that is true, this goes back to what I've been. Remember, I told y'all. I want to say last summer or like last October, November. It was one of them days. But I said how Egghead Island literally is telling us what happened to the ancient kingdom. Like,
yeah.
Boom, boom. So if you see how Egghead has the Dyson spears around it too.
Yeah, the little rings in the sky, like the incomplete ones.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, they're supposed to be weather. They create clouds or whatever. They're like a weather controlling system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's part of the theory too. The ring was to control the temperature on the planet, to control like natural disasters and shit.
Thank you.
It's a again.
300. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, what's good, Punch? Nice of you to join us, sir. I was just saying, what's up?
And Bug you too. That's cool.
What you mean?
My bad, Punch. I thought you received the same invitation I did. I would have hit you up.
Gonna text that nigga Black, but that text me. That's cool.
Bruh, I was trying to set up the stream, bro. I couldn't think of everybody. And Black just gave me his new number today.
But you thought of Black.
Black just gave me his new number today. That's why he was on my mind like that.
Hey, yo.
Shut up.
This guy here.
Anyway, nigga, what's good though? Me here theorizing and streaming and whatnot on this
You're
lovely
rising
Saturday.
with
It's
black
hilarious.
chocolate and white chocolate.
Oh
Hey,
god
yo,
damn.
I'm out. I'm out.
Bro,
I'm out.
Wait, what?
I'm out. I'm out. Here we
Wow.
go. I'm out.
So why we doing
What
this
happened?
right now?
Wait, what happened?
Nah, punches come in, fucking up the vibe like he usually do. Ain't nothing big. But
Hey, Punch, have you seen Maggie?
Yeah, I think Mikey.
have you
Have
seen it
you
or have
finished the
you
story
read
like
it?
reading it live? Because
Both.
they're not gonna bring the anime back.
Yeah,
Lame.
no, I read too.
Don't
All right,
spoil
so
me.
you would
Don't start
agree?
spoiling Black.
No, I'm not gonna spoil it. 'Cause that means so you've heard me the past couple of weeks. So you agree that Oda got off the style with the awakened Zoan transformation and how the full Gen equip flip.
Oh, God.
I mean, I
Smoke.
don't think anybody's saying
I mean, they're similar. Well, argue
I mean,
they definitely similar.
You know, I'm just on my anti One Piece crusade right now.
Anti One Piece. How dare you?
well, I can respect that. I mean, because obviously, I don't know what your reasoning is, but I
No
mean,
reasoning.
I've been
There's no
pretty
reason.
frustrated with One Piece ever since Wano ended. I've been very frustrated.
There we go.
whoa.
Speak the truth.
Y'all have to chill with the One Piece.
Speak
But,
the
This is
but,
truth.
but, but that's
No, I'm not hating.
wait.
I'm
You
just
just
saying.
anti One Piece.
But that's
You know,
only I can do that. That's me. Only I can do that.
You've been
Nobody
frustrated
can
since
be critical
Wano
unless
ended.
it's you.
Like
Yeah.
I think it's picked back up since Wano ended.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Egghead,
It got better.
Egghead has just been another disappointment for me. It really has.
Whoa. You said Egghead has been disappointment?
Yeah, because we waited. Look, I waited all these years to get the Vegapunk that supposedly knew all this stuff, knew
I
this,
felt the
knew
same
that.
way. I felt the same
And
way.
what does Oda start saying? Oh, well, Vegapunk has a theory about what Devil Fruit might be.
Yeah.
Despite
See,
saying that,
I said what you said a while ago, and people wouldn't
I mean-
get what I was saying. He didn't have all the answers, and he didn't make all the shit I thought.
But-
I thought he knew
but
more. I kind of felt that sentiment.
yeah.
But that's
and
the thing about it. He's a true scientist though, because most things that we do in real life is a theory.
Like you're right.
Like Einstein's theory
Yeah.
of relativity.
You ain't lying.
But it's just
Hey, he
like,
stole
come
that,
on,
by
man.
the way. He stole that shit. He did not make that shit by himself. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
stole
like
a lot of shit.
Vegapunk has lost a lot of credibility for me.
No, I meant the actual Einstein, but also Vegapunk.
Oh, okay.
Vegapunk
That-
lost
that's true.
credibility.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe not Vegapunk, but hyping him up to be a certain one, it's just like,
Okay.
I mean-
Oda did to Vegapunk what he did to kind of Big Mom. Big Mom had she had crazy sauce for a long time. And then she started doing goofy shit, and now she's Big Mean. Dr. Vegapunk's not Big Mean yet, but he ain't got as much sauce as he did before we got introduced to him.
This is true.
This nigga Vegapunk made Momonosuke's Devil Fruit.
Yeah, but we didn't see him do it.
But that's like base level shit.
I need to see him do it.
Punch. That's one thing. We thought he had the keys to the kingdom. We thought he knew he could break open so much, and then maybe he would get like killed before he said something crazy, which technically happened. But
why would he know everything? Even the people from O'Hara didn't know everything.
Bro, that's you speaking from now. I'm talking about before we got all this context and the rationale of him not knowing that much. The sauce and the hype people gave him, and what we read on the page. We read on the page.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I never thought Vegapunk knew everything because Vegapunk he didn't sell the world. There was no reason for him to know everything.
Vegapunk was everything, but more than he's displayed.
Think about it. Vegapunk was always portrayed as a doctor and a scientist. He wasn't portrayed as an archaeologist. Archaeologist. He wasn't portrayed as a pirate or somebody that sailed the whole world. He wasn't portrayed as none of that shit. I
Yeah,
don't know where y'all
but
got.
people have is it auxiliary? He has people have auxiliary knowledge of shit that's outside their profession because of the people that are around.
Exactly.
And we thought because of the people he was around and the legend of him, he would have more because
So,
he's a scientist, but he's with the world government that knows everything. So maybe he would siphon some of that information, which he did, but we just thought it'd be more.
But he did.
We thought it'd be
But
more.
think about it. But think about it. He knows more than everybody else in the story besides the Roger Pirates.
And that was his claim to fame. That's literally, he was 500 years ahead of everybody. So everything we know now, plus 500 years. But when he really
from a technology standpoint, not from a history standpoint.
But he worked with the world government that would have the history part. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the world government made the taboo. I mean, it was explained already.
For
like it was taboo
for other niggas.
For the world government too.
Bro, he's in the world government and almost one of the most important parts of the world government. So he would have that special shit, just like the Goro say. The Goro say.
Yeah, but he the whole reason why they came after him in the first place is because he started looking at the shit. Like, they forbid even people in the world government from learning. This nigga Lucci is in CP0 directly underneath the Goro say and don't know shit
about shit now. I'm talking about before we knew all the ins and outs and shit. Lucci was they came after Lucci because he failed, not because he knew shit.
I'm telling you right now that there was never a point in the story that I thought Vegapunk knew what happened in the Void Century.
And I mean, hey, that's
that's true and that's wild, but other people could have made that assumption and been just as right as you not believing it because of the information we had.
I'm not saying that. But I am curious as to what in the story led y'all to believe that he knew about the Void Century.
This concept before of the story.
Not about the Void Century.
And not just the Void Century. Like damn near
before here and now. The only thing that we got here recently that let us know that he knew about the Void Century was him showing up after O'Hara. Before that, I don't see Vegapunk linked to nothing about the Void Century in the story.
So check me out. The world as it is now in One Piece is backwards. It's in the fucking 1800s, 1700s, 1600s. You know, just really shitty tech. Everything's terrible. Being 500 years in the future of that, we got cell phones. We pretty much now, pretty much. And it's like, in order to have that knowledge, you would have to, because technology comes into society based off like a need, innovation, and moving forward with doing shit easier, acquiring things easier. So it's like, in order to get that knowledge, he would either have to do what he did now and have that the knowledge of a previous generation that had a whole bunch of shit, which we didn't. People were theorizing that the world was on a loop, like it was advanced, then it became what it is, and that's going to get advanced again because like natural progression. But it's like, in order for Big Bump to have all this shit, you can't have all this technology without having the idea of the culture around it, type shit. So it's like, just because of the technology, you had to have known, especially with the people you're with. So it's like, you would have more clues than not about how the world used to be. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where he was. I don't think he had 100. Maybe he had 80, maybe he had 70, but he's at like a good 50 to maybe even 40, depending on who you talk to now, about what he knows. And I don't think that's unreasonable to thought he had 80% of the knowledge.
That's the thing about it though, because according to what we know now, I think that's what's pointing to the Void Century stuff. But even when Vegapunk was a kid, like look at his hometown. Mm-hmm. He had inventions as a kid, as far as pushing stuff through. And there ain't no way in the world as a kid he would have knew about the Void Century.
That's true, but he only made. Well, no, he made a lot of shit. Well, he tried to make a lot of shit, and it didn't work.
Right.
And then
he just didn't have the funding and the resources to put what was in his mind paper.
Right, and then what I'm saying is he was making a whole bunch of shit back on his home island, but it was largely all failures. So he gets
Oh,
with the world government. What did he make with the world government to where it was a big success? Because if you look at all the experiments he had, they were all dangerous and either fucked the island up or it was just a burden. He was just there, like a big heap of metal, just doing shit. I can't remember
yeah,
if there's anything that he
yeah.
made that was useful. So,
But
so
the
it's,
but the, but the point but the point being is he didn't have to have a knowledge of the history to do that. That was just stuff that he just came off the dome.
right,
I
but
mean,
and then we look at all the stuff that worked, and it was with the world government, and that may be
Yeah.
because they had tech, they had answers that he didn't have about the world.
Oh, it's really been stated that the only reason why his stuff was a failure back in his hometown was because he didn't have the funding and the resources.
that makes sense.
That's the only reason why that's the only reason why he joined the world government, so he can have the funding to be able to do what he did. Even now, they were still like robbing folks to get more funding to be able to put his ideas to like
Yes.
we see right now in the egghead that they just be sitting around doing nothing. Oh, I got another idea for an invention.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not saying the world government drove his creativity to make shit. He's always had that, and that's why they went after him. But as far as him being um, like a multi, like the possibility of him being a multi-dimensional character would lead him to know about the voice entry, because if you know, like there is a chance for him to understand everything about devil fruits and the world government not tell him anything. He just kind of discovers it, but him not linking that to the rest of the world and history will make him a one-dimensional character. He very well could have been there. He could have just been a one-track mind. I'm making uh I'm making inventions character, but
But
he was
but
a
but that's
tent pole in the story. So me and other people like me attributed him to being like almost a Renaissance man. Like he had all this knowledge, then he got with the world government, and just like every scientist that get with the government, they see behind the scenes, they either get killed or they become a part of the corruption, and then from there they can try to do good from the inside by doing sneaky shit, which he turned out to be, or he could have been one that turned to like a Nazi or something. So you take those two ways with it. That's
I
what I
just don't
thought.
understand how he's lost sauce because Vegapunk he's been able to do what Judge do but better, what Caesar do but better, what Queen does but better. Like everybody that we consider like smart in the stories, he could do what they could do but better.
And
I,
that would have more weight if those people weren't kind of painted to be clowns. Like if they
yeah,
did what they was doing and they was taken 100% seriously, and then someone came along and topped that, that'd been impressive. But Caesar has been a clown. He's been
Yeah, that's
some of this
that's
shit
one piece.
breaks and doesn't work most of the time.
Yeah, but that's One Piece though. Like just about most of the main characters in One Piece are painted to be clowns.
Except for the serious ones. Then you can point out the people who would never that would never happen to, like Shanks,
Like like
like
like like even
Nighthawk.
like even like even like people like Big Mom is made into a clown for a while. Even people like Kaido
Ace was a
had the
clown at the
fucking
beginning of the series. What are we talking about?
yeah,
right.
but that's just sort of style.
Even Kaido had the little drunk flirty mode and shit like that or whatnot. Like
And well, I mean, yeah,
I
It's a
mean,
they all
goofy
have
power
gags.
monster, man. What are we talking about
when
here?
he says clown,
like
when he says clowns, he doesn't mean literally
no,
clown in the
that's
sense
that,
of
that, that,
being
that, that's why
humorous.
I'm using that's why I'm using those examples because Kaido is not a literal clown and Big Mom's not a literal clown.
Yeah, they
Even
just have
Caesar,
humorous
even
moments.
when Caesar was first introduced, he wasn't introduced as a clown character. He became a clown character after they caught his ass, but he wasn't
Yeah.
introduced that way.
All right, and that's what I'm
But
saying.
Bucky wasn't even introduced as a
Like,
clown character.
like the people's reputation as someone of note is always predicated off who they go against. So it's like, yeah, Vegapunk makes better stuff than Judge and Caesar, but they were made to be more clowns than anything. Yes, Kaido has his clown moments, but he's not a clown. When I say Kaido, you don't think of clown. When I say Big Mom, depending on how you feel about her, you could think clown. Kaido, like you said, had that whole kissing scene. But every time someone brings up Kaido, I don't think of that once. You would have to dig to get to that thought. So he's not a clown.
Exactly.
Shanks, same way. But there's people whose whole personality is a clown or half of their shit. Like depending on how you feel about them, you could choose to think about the clown shit because it's abundant, like Sanji. You could point to a lot of
Luffy.
clown shit if you wanted to,
Luffy
or
and
you could
Sanji
point.
be clowning. And Usopp.
Or even another series. I mean,
Hey.
because Kaido is
Need to
mostly
talk
going to be
about
seen
something?
as a serious guy you don't want to mess with.
Yeah,
And,
Caesar's not.
but this is
and
One
you
Piece,
wouldn't
though.
want to mess with
And
Big
Judge
Mom.
is not. No. Like you're taking. I'm talking about the nuance punch. Like you're taking me literally in at face value. I'm talking about. Yes, I understand that everyone's gonna have a clown moment, but if you know
Right.
the series like we do, we know that there's people who are clowns and is treated as clowns, and there's people who's serious who can be clowned on. And Caesar's one of those
Yeah, like
clowns. Judge is one of those clowns. And those two
Yeah.
people are whose inventions you're comparing Vegapunk's to. So Vegapunk is really just meeting average. He's breaking even. He's not,
So
you know.
but that's the thing about it. So even with like Judge, what was Judge's clown moment? Like Judge wasn't made to be a clown character.
He was sitting at the table crying and confused at why Big Mom the pirate betrayed him.
But
I know.
that was one moment, like you just said with Kaido.
But it's just inconceivable
Like
that
like
any.
that,
Sorry.
no, I was saying that was literally just one moment though. But the
And
entirety of Judge's character
not the
has shown
entirety.
otherwise.
And
What makes him
go ahead.
what makes him a joke is the fact
Oh.
that this man didn't even consider the possibility that Big Mom was going to turn on him. Is freaking Big Mom. She gets what she wants and she doesn't give any to you.
Yeah. But that's just called that's called arrogance though. Like how many arrogant people do we have in the story? How many arrogant people do we have like in anime and manga in general? That was his own hubris. How does that make him a clown?
Well, I mean, it's not even like he
And
had
that was handled. He
anything to
was
back up
crying.
his arrogance.
He was
You know, give him
crying. His sons was crying, looking at him, laughing and shit. And they don't have no emotions, but they feel joy. So his whole thing was his super soldier emotionless children, but they had some of the most emotions in the story. Failure. The only thing he really did great, the only thing he really did well was his fucking clones, and they was just human meat shields. And that was basic shit. Like your whole thing was clones. I hope you can make clones. You did it. Then you cloned your children. Sanji you thought was a failure, but he was the strongest. And the one you think is the strongest got low diff like someone who's weaker than the one you thought was a failure. And it's like he's played for a fool and a clown. Yes, he has serious moments. Again, you can, like I said, you can point to moments where Judge is being serious. But overall, when you think about Judge as a combatant, as an adversary, he's nothing to be feared.
Overall, when it comes to Judge, but why are we talking about fear when we're talking about scientific achievements?
We're talking about we're talking about Vegapunk and how serious his shit is, right? Like
we're talking about Vegapunk, and my point was he does what Judge does better, he does what Queen does better, he does what Caesar does better.
And all those people are played off as clowns, so his achievements aren't that great.
But you're talking about it from a fear standpoint.
Caesar was said to fail most of his experiments. The smile was a failure. Those are all failures. Queen, he actually doesn't have many failures, but he's a goofy guy. So you got it on Queen. He has a lot of shit. And Judge is just at the he's really in the middle. He's not as bad as Caesar. It's almost like a grading scale. Caesar's the worst kind of scientist you want to be. All your shit doesn't work, but you have hella hubris. Judge actually has some shit he can point to say it works, but it halfway works. His children have emotions, and they're not as strong as they think. He can talk of a country of weaklings, but he can't do anything against Big Mom or anyone comparable to her. And then Queen is the highest. Like his shit works. He's a dangerous person. He's goofy. And that's pretty, and the hubris thing. So it's like, yeah, there's a grading scale, but those three clowns are the ones you're comparing Vegapunk to. He's just breaking even as far as the expectations go for what he was supposed to be.
I just had if Neo Man do show up, I believe they save Queen and they get one of the Vegapunk.
That'd be fire. There's a lot of
Wait, what?
Vegapunks out there.
Why would they get a Vegapunk?
Wait, what?
Spoils
Yeah,
of war,
okay.
baby. For the love of the game.
I just was like, why would they? But that's the thing about it though, because the Vegapunk all see themselves as a Vegapunk, and they got real Vegapunk memories. So why would
I
they
actually
come
forgot
up
about
with
the other
that?
Vegapunks.
Lilith will be the main one that would. I mean, if she doesn't rock with the straw hats, I could see her going.
I just want to know why they would go with the mask and Vegapunk left the mask because that wasn't what they was about.
That's it.
Well,
But
but
are you,
you
are you
also
talking
know
about one of them
that
going with
was
the
the
straw hats?
Stella Vegapunk. All the other Vegapunks have different personalities. That's why I said Lilith. I mean, you know, she's about that personality. Atlas is still alive as well. So like, if we keep Atlas, I can see Lilith going with Neo Max. It's just like that. It's not set in stone. You know what I'm saying? I can see that happening per se.
That also kind
Just
of
like I
ruined him for me, being more than one person.
And
I mean,
Tati's going to Water 8. I mean Water 7.
one person.
Water 8. That'd be fire if we got a Water 8.
Water 8, find out that Tom's been under the water the whole time, building like an underground facility or something.
Hey, they say
It's like,
Tom,
no, I didn't.
They say Tom's still alive.
I mean, hey, Saul's alive, so Tom
They shot him with
better be alive.
tranquilizer bullets.
I
Took
think
him in.
Tom built whatever destroyed Lucia.
Did he build it, or he replicated, or build it originally?
Because remember, he had the Pluton blueprints before he gave it to Cuddy Flynn. If they forced him to do it,
Yeah, and Frankie probably downloaded that stuff to his cyborg brain. I mean, I wouldn't be
after he
surprised.
destroyed it. So like, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, Tom could have been that great that he memorized the blueprints and he was able to boom, boom, because he said all the script rights to Water 7 had passed his own since the Ancient Kingdom.
It could be red too.
Makes sense.
It was a countermeasure to Pluton. So if Pluton is a ship, a countermeasure will be something up in that air, right?
It depends on what Pluton is.
If Pluton is something that's a ship and we know it's down below, as is below, as is above, or as is above, is below.
Are you talking about the horror movie, As Above, So Below, or something?
No, I mean that's a quote in the general. That's like about life.
It is a quote. That movie was not that good. I think it's about the catacombs or something.
Yeah, them catacombs are terrible.
Catacombs are crazy.
Any movie about the catacombs is terrible.
You hear about those people who were watching a movie down there and they left a note for the police?
Oh God.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like, I think it was like rumors going around, and the police finally like went to go investigate because apparently one officer saw a whole bunch of people with like a movie projector set up and shit. And he went to go get back. By the time he came back, it was gone. Left a note that you ain't gonna find us.
Damn.
It's just hard.
It's like everything.
Did you go down there? Did you spend the night down there for a couple thou wow?
Yeah.
Oh hell no. Hell no.
I would say close to the entrance.
No, you have to walk at least a mile down there.
I'd go down there for $1 million.
$1 million?
But that's the very least.
What about 200,000?
Hell no.
A new car.
Well, I don't drive, so that car wouldn't be of any help to me.
Sell it for more money.
Now, I'm able to go down there and say, if there's like a serious dark force of power down here, I'm gonna take it for myself, master it, and like take over this joint. That's what I'd be thinking.
That would be wild. Someone would just leave that down there. It have to be guarded, so you have to take a few people out if you want ultimate power.
I mean, more than just people, there'd probably be all sorts of freaking, demons down. I mean, you might even find out that freaking Pinhead and the Cenobites exist.
Shit, I wouldn't be about it.
I'd be like, I didn't open the lament. Was it the lament? configuration, I think is what it was called. Yeah.
From Cabin in the Woods.
Oh yeah, the Hellraiser movies.
Hey, Cabin in the Woods was hilarious.
That shit was so funny, bro.
Like that's one of my all-time favorite movies. I can smoke and
Yeah.
watch that anytime.
Howdy, partner.
Yeah,
Welcome
I
to the
didn't
Vicky
see,
and
I
Dan's
didn't know anything
Casino and
about the
Museum.
movie, so I didn't see the twist coming at all, and that was
Hey, that's
that was
what made
nuts.
it a fantastic movie too.
Bro. When he hit that motherfucking force
The
field wall,
force field
bro.
on the dirt bike,
Oh,
rolling.
Law
I don't know
enforcement
why
I
I
didn't
knew
protocols
that
remember
shit was
that at
reinstated,
bad.
all.
partner. Initializing use of force
Hey,
authorization.
Nap, you still there?
Authorization found. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought this man left out.
I was about to say I ain't even hear that not one.
Man, we in his bag too. The ancient civilization One Piece bag. I know Nap got the theories behind One Piece.
Happy trip.
I ain't fooling with out. He ain't gonna tell you nothing. He gonna tell you just do your research.
Did you my research?
You
Read
know
the
what I'm
story.
curious about?
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay, good.
What I'm curious about is, okay, so everything's gonna lead to space somehow.
Well,
Most
if
likely.
it isn't the Lawbringer.
How?
Jesus.
What is NL's role gonna be? Is he gonna be a villain again? Or because if he becomes a villain again, like how's Oda gonna do that without him getting in the way of one of the quote unquote big bads? I mean, unless NL becomes like the secret final villain of the series,
I think it
which
fit nicely because of how Kid was treated. One of my favorite people to hate in One Piece. Kid did exactly what I thought he was gonna do, and be a sacrificial lamb to someone stronger. And
oh
he
god,
might fulfill Nell might fulfill that role.
My
Like
problem is that I'm no
like
longer in the
God.
city.
Like
I'm just a
Shanks
beagle
is
now.
the man
Slim's
now
all right. I
solidified
don't wish him no
because
harm.
of
The law
feats
to
that
him
we've
is a set of
seen, which was
logic.
fucking Kid
Not
up.
everything
That
is
was
black and
great.
white.
I'll
Not
pay
sure
to
a
see it
robot
again.
could never
You know what I'm
understand
saying? But if someone like Anel comes back, you're right. He's going to be in the way. There can't be two
Well,
kings. If Nell comes back and he's impossibly strong, and the emu wipes him out, now we got something. Now we can fear him for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And the big bad, that'd be really ingenious because not many times in the story will we see a big bad fight an opposing force that's not the main character. So if you have a third party come in and he wiped the third party, now we got to fight him. That'd be some unprecedented levels of hype right there.
oh yeah. I
Bye.
don't necessarily want to see this, but if Emu did something as crazy as freaking killed Shanks, like fought him and beat his ass and killed him,
Hey there.
I'd be
That'd
like,
be kind of crazy.
Howdy, partner.
well,
Welcome to
now I know why the Gorosei were sitting so calmly when Shanks went, into their home and was like, "Hey, I
Yeah,
want to talk to you about someone."
that wasn't Shanks. That was his brother Ranks.
That was fucking that was stabs. Yeah, because he didn't have the he didn't have the scar or whatever, right?
I
That was
love
the
that.
gunshot.
Oh my god, he didn't.
Nah, I think in the
Nah,
thing
Wow.
we saw the side that's supposed to have the scar, and he didn't have it or something.
Oh damn,
That's what I remember, and that's why
Oh,
all that came from.
I didn't even
And that's
notice
why
it.
Shanks
Mhm.
said he want to talk about Stabs want to talk about Shanks and how Shanks is his brother.
Honestly, if that was not Sanji, but actually Katarina Devon, who forgot to add the scar, and she went there, disguised as Shanks
That makes
to
sense. That
to
makes
give
sense.
them
Katarina-
all
Did
information.
Katarina Devon have that back then?
Yeah,
Did
she would have
Katarina
had
Devon have that back then?
She could have had it during the time skip, and I think that's when that occurred, right?
We won't
Like
go.
sometime during
I'm
the time
Lieutenant
skip,
Hayes of the New
No,
California.
all that happened right after what's the name?
right after what?
After
How
Whole
old
Cake.
was Devil Fruit then?
Oh shit, I'm tripping. Whoa.
Like it was during the referee.
Oh,
Yep.
in that month, then yeah, she could have the fruit back then.
But she would have had to touch Shanks.
That's true. But that's
I mean,
though it's Blackbeard. We could have Lafitte sneak her in with the wet, and then just got up out of there.
Oh, but it's Shanks.
Blackbeard could have kept the freaking vial of his blood for all we know and been like, "Hey, this is enough."
Hey, that'd be crazy. That'd be a little contrived, though. That'd be a little contrived.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't like Blackbeard. Definitely needs to be intelligent, as he obviously is.
Oh, but Blackbeard
he
is
can't.
definitely inbound for either the Seraphim or King.
Seraphim the King. What?
He's definitely either going to grab a Seraphim or a King. Because he was intrigued by the Lunarians. If you go back and reread when he fought Boa and he first came across the Seraphim, he said, "Oh, the color, the wings."
Some of y'all theories are.
If
You know what's crazy?
If we're agreeing that Blackbeard's going to Wano, why not stop out and grab King out of Unan?
Well, he didn't go to Wano.
Yeah, Shanks was there.
We don't know if Blackbeard's going to Wano or not because we know he clearly going to find out about Pluton. Everybody's theorizing that he's going to go to Wano. What are we talking about?
What
you talking about when he was talking about if they're going to leave that thing there, I might as well use it?
What?
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Turn? Oh god, this would be absolutely insane.
They're going to get the ancient weapon.
Well, you can have the ancient weapon, but just like Crocodile, if you don't have the fucking power source, it's useless.
And guess what? He has Caribou. Caribou knows who's the power source.
Then they'll have to get the power source, and they'll have to come to Egghead instead. Probably got to go there first.
For Pluton?
If you go to Egghead first and get the energy source,
I don't think the Mother Flame powered Pluton. Like physical, the ancient Pluton. I don't think the Mother Flame powered that.
That's interesting. I have not heard of that one. So what powers it? It makes it go, or it's just always on?
Well, because if you're thinking about
the Mother Flame
the Shirahoshi is Poseidon, right?
Shirahoshi is Poseidon.
Where's the Mother Flame for that? How do you make it go?
It's a living being. It's a living being. So you kind of circumvent that.
So either
those are living beings, though.
You said what?
Those are living beings, though.
That's why I'm saying. So the theory used to be that Pluton was either a ship or a living being, because it's the mold. Like they say, it's underground, so it could be a mold, right?
So we referencing theories to make theories.
That's all I said. I mean, we're referencing a theory.
Baby.
One of those weapons has to be a fruit.
No, because they probably predate the fruit, or it's stronger than the fruit. I feel like the fruit is like a little stopgap measure scientific experiment.
We're using theories to make theories. That's cool.
Oh my god, Vice.
I mean, isn't that what most people do? Is they take theories and they try to.
No.
Is it a theory if they said it in the show?
No,
it
isn't.
Be a mold?
It's a fact at that point.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
Well, no. In the show, they theorized it could be a mole. Is what I'm saying. So in the show, our best guess is literally them saying it could be a mole.
Oh wait, you mean like some giant freaking mole, like
like we've seen the Arabasta
things that taught earthbending in Avatar: The Last Airbender?
It could be something shaped like a mole, or it could function like a mole.
Have you seen that giant mole that dug on Arabasta?
Oh yeah, they made that.
I don't remember a giant mole in Alabasta.
Yeah, they made a. I think somebody made like a connection between two islands because there was like a tunnel.
What's the dude that fought Chopper? He fell down and ended up falling in the hole and ended up with the mole.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Hey,
cut me some flack. It's been a long time since I've seen early One Piece.
So you saying Pluton? You say Pluton is a mole that's sleeping underneath Wano?
You see,
I think either a ship or a mole. I could see one of the two. But but what I initially said was that I thought that what destroyed Louisia was what the Pluton they built as a countermeasure for Pluton. Because if it's in the air, that's a countermeasure, right? A ship from the ground can't really do nothing to something in the air.
That's true.
I mean,
and we'll find out what Uranus is in Hellbound.
If you in the military, you take out jets before.
You said, I mean,
if you
come on, man.
if Tom or whoever made those blueprints is able to destroy an ancient weapon, isn't that just a fourth ancient weapon?
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
Y'all going with Sawyer's theory?
Yeah, it got to be more than 3 out there.
Yeah, well, or at least maybe at one point there were more than 3, and then maybe others got destroyed.
Yeah, that could be the 3 that's left, but I don't think there's like it's a whole bunch of different ones because then
Oh, probably not a bunch. Maybe like 5 originally.
So the thing that makes me say that it could have been Pluton is we seen who did they show's face, Crocodile's face, when they talked about how an ancient weapon was used, and we know he wanted to use Pluton.
It's just kind of wild that we're trying to say Pluton is a living thing, even though there's blueprints to make it.
I mean,
there's
that's what I'm
blueprints to make
saying.
the
But the
weapon type
blueprint was
Pluton.
for the
There's no
counter.
blueprints
For
for
the counter.
Pluton.
Yeah, it was for the counter. If you go back and say this is a countermeasure for Pluton.
Yeah, punch.
I can't believe this stream is still going. Damn.
Oh, yes, sir. We can do
I
this.
mean, it's only been like an hour.
Hey, man, we
No,
just
no,
getting
I'm
started.
talking about it. I'm talking about a different stream. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for the Summer Game Fest stream to end so I can watch it from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it was a thing today.
I thought it was only gonna be 2 hours. It's coming up. It's coming up on like what 3 or 4 now.
Is it just displaying games that are coming out, or is it something else? Like, what is that?
I think it's pretty much just games that have already been announced that we're gonna see more of.
Oh, get like a second trailer for and shit.
Yeah, which I mean, in all honesty, the company I'm most interested in seeing stuff from is Nintendo because Sony showed nothing, and
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Nintendo's at least gonna show 1 or 2 things. Even if it's just remasters. It's been a very dry year, and the irony that we were just talking about Crocodile and the Lord of Sand. And
speaking of Crocodile, if we go, I guess if we go off Punch's theory, you can just use the weapon and it don't matter. But if you think about it, if it does run out the mother flame or it has to have a power source, Crocodile would have achieved his dream, and like I said, I think I said this last time, that he would just had the weapon and couldn't do nothing with it. It's still crazy to me.
Yeah.
And that's probably why he was looking like that. Because I think while they were talking about the ancient weapon, they were talking about the power source for it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I remember. So yeah, that's definitely why he was looking like that.
I can't wait to learn more about what Cross Guild's up to. In all honesty, I think I'm more interested in what they're up to than almost any other faction.
Yeah, it's hard to set the expectation because I don't know if it's going to be like Buggy doing his usual joke thing, or since now he has some more serious people with him, his goals are going to get more serious, or he's going to bring everyone down to his joking level. I don't know which way it was going to go.
I think they'd kill him before that happened.
I think Buggy's damn near immortal at this point.
I mean, they might be thinking, hey, if we kill this guy, we're not going to have we're not going to have a lightning rod anymore to protect us. Like if Buggy's gone, they're going to come after us. So that's probably the only reason why they're gonna do a single thing to Buggy, because he's their insurance policy pretty much.
I don't think it's quite to that degree where they think, oh, if something happens to Buggy, we're screwed. But
yeah, like the whole.
I think it's more because of money.
But Buggy got his Yonko status because of the two of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they see him as strongly as you say they do.
Oh, of course they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, the rest of the world might. I mean, the rest of the world can be pretty gullible.
The rest of the world, but Mihawk and Crocodile, nah.
Yeah, Mihawk's probably just like, all I need is to take this little dagger out, and that's it.
I'm still mad they did not show him fight those Marines that came for him. That was bullshit.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity.
Huge missed opportunity. I mean, that would have, and I say this as someone who's, well, no, I can't say I'm more of a Shanks fan, 'cause that's not true. But it would have shut up all. It would have been like, oh, you keep talking about what Shanks can do. Well, guess what? Look what we just saw Mihawk do to all those Marines.
Oh, they can flip that easy. They can flip that easy because it's like if you go with the best for last bullshit, if they show Mihawk getting active before Shanks, they'll power scale Shanks
That's
above him.
true. That's true. That's true.
It's so ridiculous.
I think it's probably going to be equal.
It's not ridiculous. I don't know if they're gonna. I think with this one, if it was any other character, I would agree that they're more than likely equals. But I think Oda loves Shanks too much for him to be equal to Mihawk. I think he needed a foil for Shanks, so Mihawk is going to be as good as he can be being that foil. But he'll never overcome Shanks because I don't think he likes him that much. Mihawk is almost akin to Sanji. Like they're both smooth characters.
I guess that's
with the rival.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this
rough,
though,
traditional swordsman is like the main focus. Caesar's Legion. God damn.
I think there is a way that Oda could write the story to where Shanks can be stronger than Mihawk without Mihawk losing any credibility. Because, we don't know how he got the status. I doubt he stood up on a mountain and screamed, to everyone around and said, I am the greatest swordsman in the world. He probably defeated, who was considered the strongest swordsman at the time, and then gained that title. But, I mean, you never know who's out there, who could, be growing in strength, who could potentially surpass. So, to say that, there's no way that Shanks could be stronger than him, well, yeah, if Shanks got stronger and never fought him, or
he asked him to fight him when they saw him on that island million times. They definitely fought a lot.
Oh, they fought a lot, but, people keep assuming that because Shanks lost an arm, it means he's weaker now. Did Kid lose strength when he lost an arm?
Oh. That's besides the point.
But still.
There's actually a big subsection of people who think that Shanks didn't get any weaker because the arm shit doesn't matter for some reason.
It really shouldn't. I mean,
he became a weaker sword.
Less skilled or weaker?
Yeah.
Is that a difference? Like, if you're less skilled, are you weaker overall?
I mean, it's simple. You can get more power with 2 arms in a sword than you can with 1 arm.
That's true.
No, because now you're incorporating like real life and make shit making sense. And we know a lot of the times we throw it out the window when it comes to older Yankees. So
Zoro said it when he did his Victoria. We did the one sword style.
Come on.
What'd he say?
Zoro even said that using 2 arms is stronger than 1. I have to go back and look for it, but Zoro said it.
Yeah, but that's Zoro.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the basis for it.
I mean,
and Zoro can also grow extra arms.
But that opinion doesn't apply when it comes to Shanks because he possibly knows more than him when it comes to swordsmanship. So a novice swordsman telling you something about swordsmanship, you can't apply to someone better than him.
I'm fully expecting Shanks to grow a hockey arm. I really am. I'm expecting that to be a power. Because if Zoro can have Ashura, who's to say other swordsmen couldn't have a skill similar to that?
But then we have to agree that it can't be a physical arm because I think those are all illusions. Like, I don't think they're actually real.
They're both, I'd say.
Because you have an effect because they can make more sword slashes, but it's not a real arm.
Yeah, it's not real. I think it's more like a spiritual thing. Like it's, those 9 blades. There are going to be more slash attacks added because of that, but the arms themselves, it's like they're there but not there, I guess. Like a physical illusion.
As long as you get the intended effect, I guess it doesn't matter in battle. But I think you can pick shit up with the arm. That's something a lot of people are going with it. well, not a lot of people. I think there's a small subsection of people who fuck with Shanks, and they got the hockey arm theory going full blast. He's just gonna have an arm. Like whenever he feels like it feels like not being armless anymore. He just creates a hockey arm and he just grabs a drink or something.
I used to have a friend who believed that Beckman or somebody built Shanks a new arm, and so when he was getting really serious, he'd put the prosthetic arm and just fight two hands.
That's funny. Shanks getting an arm built for him is hilarious.
Like he has a mechanical arm, almost like a freaking automail or something, but he can attach and detach it.
Hey,
Hmm?
you know what Luffy could do? It will be broken.
What's up?
What?
Imagination. Hey, Shanks, here you go.
Give Shanks
Oh,
an arm? Oh, like while he's
he gives
fighting
him an
him?
arm?
That'd be
Go
funny.
crazy.
It gotta be making fun of. You gotta be making fun of kid though. It has to be like kid's arm. Like he pulls kid's arm out of his back pocket and gives it to him. Like kid's mechanical arm. I'd be funny.
Imagine if that's what Shanks did. He said, "All right, you don't need this anymore." He pulls the arm off and he just walks away and he puts it on where his arm used to be. And he's like, "Thanks, kid."
That was also a weird theory that people had. It was saving Shanks' arm or saving kid's arm for Shanks. Just gonna surgically reattach it like to Hisoka.
Oh, you can't. Like, crazy. She should have told me that.
Oh my god.
I mean, for all we know, this would be ridiculous. Imagine if Oda revealed that his missing arm has only just been an illusion. Like he was using hockey to make it seem like it wasn't there and to create the blood splatter from the Sea King biting it.
Alright, that'd be way too
No,
people would hate that. I would laugh, but
yeah, it's just like I had a crazy theory that losing something could potentially make your will stronger. Like losing an arm and then the desire to surpass your former self despite that handicap could push your hockey to that level. To where it's like, yeah, my swordsmanship's not as great anymore because I only have one arm. But my hockey's not weaker. It's actually grown. To compensate.
basically a little version of Nin.
Of who?
Of Nin. Like Gon giving up his Nin in the future to become an adult Gon. But like the rest of
minus the losing of it.
No, it's just like Nin, you just gotta sacrifice something to gain something.
Yeah. Or maybe in certain instances that could be the case. Because I don't see.
Oh, man. Hold on. My road rage is coming out.
I was gonna say, because I don't see Oda doing something similar to Kishimoto where every limb was part of a chakra circulatory system. I don't see him doing that with hockey where if you lose an arm, your hockey weakens because it's all tied to your body.
Yeah, it's not localized or anything.
Yeah, I mean, and if he was going to do that, I think he probably would have done it by now.
Yeah, we would have had some kind of explanation. But there's more. He just loves leaving it open ended so he can just fill it in later at the end, which, it's not a bad way to do it because I guess you'll have less. You have less hard rules. You have less. Not loopholes. What am I trying to say? Less plot holes you're running into because you made something, set in stone back and then, so you can't like change it now.
Yeah.
So I think Oda does a good job of that.
It could also just be Oda being like, well, look, I never wanted Shanks to lose an arm. The editor or editors pretty much forced my hand. So guess what? I'm just going to write Shanks into where he never lost any strength because I never wanted this in the first place. It's my story. And yeah, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, a big complaint, I think, whenever there was a. You said something, Black?
I said, niggas call JJK.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to live react to that one because niggas been going crazy about JJK and they're talking about top 5 heavy.
I don't think 5, but
Top
it's
five,
up there.
heavy. I've been
Top
hearing
five
it,
what?
boy. Top five, like just manga, because of like apparently there's been a fight that's happened in JJK, and it's like
Of
manga
all
based
of all time?
of all motherfucking time. They already tried to make
I
big
have a hard time buying that.
JJK in the big three. Like the JJK
Yeah.
and big three has been talked about for a while.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, JJK, it's
It's top five.
like that. I say it might be outside.
You're breaking up, Black. You say it again.
I'm gonna take it off Bluetooth.
All right. Where am I going right
I mean, hey, I'm
Check it
not to
out.
accept this top five.
now? Top five is hard to get, man. I think people overreacting, but I haven't seen the fight, so they could be like
Which
a lot
fight?
of.
Oh, if they talk about the fight, yeah, it is, bro. Hey, this is one of the best fights. Like,
It's one
I
of the
ain't gonna lie.
best.
This,
Yeah,
this nigga know how to. This is how you end the series. I ain't gonna lie.
man. Yeah.
It's like that.
I mean, I
So
could accept
Like
it being better than
Hirokoshi,
Naruto and Bleach,
Hirokoshi should have took better notes.
damn.
but
Not better than
I'll wait
Naruto.
for that to be animated fully. I'll wait for the anime to be completely finished, and then I'll watch it all the way through.
I
Yeah,
thought the
the
same
anime
thing, man,
does.
but I can't wait.
Man, come on, not again. Why I keep getting stuck behind these slow ass drops?
Yeah, I gotta see what they talking about, man, because the way people
Hey,
been talking, it's been different.
I might
hey,
have to
bro,
just look up
it's
this
like
fight with no context just to see like how crazy it is.
no, yeah, it's like that. I will give you the exact chapters, but it's a lot of spoilers because it starts. Bro, I can't tell y'all. You just gotta read it. It's
Yeah, I
like
gotta
that.
read it, man. Don't even tell me
Yeah,
nothing, because I already
it's
know.
really like
I already
Alright.
know.
the nigga
So
just
it's what
selling
the most
honey or
recent chapter?
lemonade. Damn, I should have got some.
The most recent chapters have been like having fights, like the fight or whatever that is happening right now is like
Yeah,
legendary. So I guess the whole arc
yeah,
because
it is. No, like
yeah,
like I'm dead ass. Like this is one of the best fights. Like,
yeah. So
Okay,
it's
let's
that,
see.
and then I remember when it was in the Shibuya arc because that was a big thing for a while, like Shibuya top
and
five.
niggas was saying that Shibuya was, I think, culling. I think this might be
Yeah,
because
yeah, bro. So I'm like, I gotta
it
start
got
from the
so many
beginning.
better fights, bro. Like, hey, all I gotta say is that nigga Hikari. That's all I gotta say.
And so yeah, because I ended up watching up until they fought the Rose nigga. I remember that big ass Rose motherfucker, and he was a problem. And then that whole thing, I didn't even get to Shibuya yet, so I got to see what Shibuya talking about. So that's I guess my next stream. 'Cause I can't. The longer I go, the longer chance I have of being spoiled. I'm surprised I ain't got
Yeah.
spoiled yet, to be honest.
I mean, it is like, bro.
Grant, you
Yeah,
must
I'm
be at
surprised you
work.
ain't got spoiled on Jujutsu Kaisen because, hey, we don't care.
Yeah,
Hey,
but they just be
Jujutsu Kaisen,
posting.
we don't care. Y'all think One Piece that? It was, hey,
Yeah. There is a
don't
culture
care.
around One Piece about not spoiling. JJK ain't got there yet. They ain't got the community together to say, hey, nigga, please don't post every page of the manga on Twitter with no warning when it drops.
God
Please.
damn, bro.
I can't
If
get
you
past
drive
this
a little
art
bit
style.
faster, we all make the light.
I cannot get past this art style.
What
JJK
the?
art style?
It just doesn't do anything for me.
Hilarious. I've not
Like,
heard that one.
Damn, it's hot
yeah,
as
I
hell.
just,
You talking about animated or you mean in the
I'm
manga?
talking
He's
about
talking
the
about the
manga.
manga.
I'm reading the
Uh,
most recent chapter, and I'm like, what?
Hey
This?
there.
Eh.
what you got? Is that a varmint rifle? Or is that a
I mean,
I
I've
don't
never
like.
said
I
anything
can't
about
believe.
how it's bad that I don't care for because it's all matter of opinion, but just doesn't do anything for me.
hey man, to each his own. I feel
That was
you.
why that was why I never got into it because it was like, okay, it's a cool sounding concept, but I'm looking at the art style and the way things are drawn, like the abilities, and it's just
What is y'all doing?
I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me.
I've not heard that one, but I feel you. Cowboy Peter, let's go. I actually need this metal helmet. Take that.
She said itchy mine, not the suckers, right? I'm asking y'all like y'all know.
There we go. The cowboy
Now
pizza.
that I think about it, I don't even know if there is an anime fight that I ever thought was, 10 out of 10 worthy. I
That's
mean,
crazy.
Yeah, it's
It's a
crazy.
couple 10 out
Yeah,
of 10.
I mean, it
I
depends
mean, I
on
mean,
if you think about those things often. If you don't, you probably wouldn't have a top.
there might be I mean, there's probably fights in series I haven't seen
Okay,
that
what
would
about
be 10 out of
Madara?
10.
What about Madara? You don't like one?
Madara
You
versus
don't like one meter any Madara fight? Like anyone when he fought everyone at the war, or when he threw down two
that was
meteors on the Kage, or like there's hella Madara.
that wasn't really a fight. That was him just basically beating up a bunch of people. Like it
That's
was
what a
awesome.
fight is. What?
It was awesome, but I mean, they couldn't do anything to him.
So you want
It
an
was it was
opposite? You think opposition makes a fight 10 out of 10? You just can't like low diff somebody and it still be a good fight.
um.
I mean, I don't feel that way. I
I
feel I
mean,
just
if
never
I was to agree
had
with
that.
that, then I'd pretty much. If I was to agree with that, then I'd pretty much have to. Then I'd pretty much have to agree that Aizen beating all the captains was a 10 out of 10, and I don't think that's a 10 out of 10.
I mean, no, like that's just the same situation where someone's low diffing someone, and that doesn't make it a 10. Saying the way Madara did it was a 10. Like him coming in, the eye thing where his eyes moving all around, all the and the anticipation up until that point.
You mean taking on the Oh my God, yeah. When he was grabbing their weapons and using them against them, yeah, that was freaking amazing.
That's what I'm saying.
That
That would be a 10 out of 10 for me because that's like a moment in
Kage,
anime.
because the Kage fight was cool, but I mean, to see him moving around like that against
two meteors don't do it for you.
the meteors did it for me, but I thought you were talking about when he was fighting the Kages only. Like that was cool.
I mean, however you want to break it up. I'm just saying,
but
like you can't point to anything Madara did and be like that sequence was 10 out of 10 as a fight. We can't think of any.
I mean the sequence where he was basically kicking everybody's asses. Yeah.
So that's a 10. All right.
But like as an actual fight, like as a fight that's not one-sided, that I'm not so sure about.
So you put one-on-one, almost equal fights above like low diff fights because it's back and forth.
Not necessarily. They can be equal, but because of how they differ, it's tough for me to choose something that would potentially be on the same level as it. Like,
Pain. About Pain versus Naruto. Them Pain boys.
Probably give that at least a 9. At least. I don't know necessarily about a 10 because I didn't really care for the ending, but when he was just fighting Pain before it got into him needing help and whatnot, yeah, that was freaking awesome.
Right. Well, because I think of Pain versus Naruto. I think about a little bit before he got his hands stabbed by Pain. You had to watch Hinata, I like to see it before that, before he like lost his mind and shit with anger.
Yeah, like because I'm not trying to say that it didn't make sense for that, and I'm not trying to say that it was bad writing because it wasn't. But whenever a fight ends, which at that point it pretty much did when he got his hand stabbed, and that was pretty much it for that fight. Like, everything before that was damn near perfect.
But Jiraiya versus Pain. That ending had emotional weight with it.
I didn't like that fight at all.
What?
The dude was just running. Like, and I understand why he was running.
Whoa.
But
1 second.
you know,
Grant.
this is Jiraiya that I waited
Give
how
me 1
many
second,
years?
Black. Grant, you said Madara versus Father's not a 10 out of 10? That's crazy. I mean, as an anime fight, it's not a top 10, but it's one of the coolest moments in anime. Like,
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Absolutely, it is.
yeah, Grant tripping, man. He don't like Katakuri either, so you wildin'.
I mean, the Jiraiya fight with Pain.
You did not like
I
it, yeah.
like. Overall, I did. Overall. Does that mean that I hated every part of it? No, of course not. But I really wanted Jiraiya to have an opponent he could go all out against well before that, so we could see what his strength was all about. So we could see just how powerful he was. You know, how he truly matched up to the other two of the Sun. You know, because
him only being beaten because it was 7 people, that didn't do that.
I mean, it was impressive, but when Kishimoto just said, yeah, he's going to run away and have his hands clapped together and be like, and just get chased by a freaking bird shooting bombs at him, it's like, this is a fight? That's a man running away. The fight is when he activates Sage Mode.
I mean, it's like 7 people who can see out each other's eyeballs different when you fight somebody one-on-one.
That's true.
A group of people who's not Pain. Pain was like a super unique fight, and I think that almost blends to the legend of Jiraiya, because he had to fight one of like the quirkiest people in the series as far as powers go. There was a dude controlling 7 dudes controlled by another dude.
Yeah, and not. This is deviating from the topic slightly, but I still say that Pain should have been the true final villain of Naruto. Should have been. No one else. Like, maybe Madara involved in some way, but the Obito stuff, cut it out. Like, Pain should have been the end-all be-all as far as villains go. Like, he should have been the final one. And, you know, I mean, maybe it was, I don't know, because he was just such an interesting character. His backstory, like, it didn't necessarily make you root for him, but you're like, yeah, I know exactly.
Nagato or Pain?
Nagato.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they're the same as far as I'm concerned.
No, I know what you mean, but I'm like specifically the character.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
Like, Nagato, I think he is the best villain in Naruto. I really do.
He got defeated in the traditional Naruto way. So that's one reason I kind of like Madara a little better, because even though he got defeated with some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Madara got defeated on some bullshit, which is why we should take what's her name out the story.
She ruins the story.
What is her name?
Freaking Kaguya. Kaguya.
If you take out Kaguya but you leave Madara as the one behind the scenes, I think it still works.
Yeah,
you can either
absolutely.
Remove Obito. You can keep or remove Obito, just don't connect him to Black Zetsu as much.
Exactly.
You could have a good story. Yeah, I agree. Because Nagato could have been the one he talked down and could have been the best overall, and Madara could have been the one that he beat by brute force.
Yeah,
that could have been a nice balance.
Like, in all honesty, I mean, I know it's probably not right to compare the two, but the reason why I can't hate the Fourth Ninja War is because of how great Madara was for the majority of it. He impressed me in ways that Aizen never did. And, like, I mean, that fight between Ichigo and Aizen was just, I don't know, it
was fire. I liked it.
Like the freaking transform. I honestly believe that the first Hogyoku transformation should have been the one and only.
Yeah,
Like,
they
because
drug that fight out.
I loved how mysterious it made him look. Like
Facts.
it made him look, you know, it was the what the heck is this supposed to be? Like thought that made it so intriguing to me was like, what's going on here? What's that on him? Like what's he wearing?
One of my favorite parts when old boy tried to use his Bankai on him, and was supposed to reverse and flip everything upside down, and he just casually, reworked his system. Like, oh, okay, I got you, and did the whole fight backwards and upside down in his head or whatever. Crazy.
And then he just gets the freaking wings, and then his face peels in half, and then suddenly another supposed transformation. It's just like, come on, man. Like, why didn't you just let Aizen make it to the freaking royal palace and get his ass handed to him by freaking Ichibei? I would have rather that than freaking Urahara, super science god, beating him.
Yeah. What's it called? He did have a lot of Mary Sue in him. He did come along and just solve a lot of problems.
Like imagine if a freaking Senkaimon opened to the royal palace and freaking Ichibei stepped out of it, and then you just see Ichigo and Aizen like turning in his direction, and Ichigo's like, who the hell is this? And maybe Aizen like rushes him in anger, and he's like, you. And then just have Ichibei like use his Shikai ability on him.
No, I didn't get that far. I didn't get that far. I have yet to any of the Blood War.
That doesn't happen.
No, I mean as far as Ichibei's powers or whatever he can do.
Damn it! I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, but I don't. You can say anything. Yeah, I was saying before you say something because I have no idea.
Okay, good. I see. That's the thing that I realize is a problem. Is we really should consider. I mean, I sometimes I'm good about considering the possibility that someone hasn't seen something all the way through yet. But I mean, this time I definitely wasn't. So
it's super popular. Everyone's talking about it. I definitely should have seen it. I just haven't. That's how I was with Hunter x Hunter for a long time. Like for a long time, I didn't see the Hisoka fight with Crollo, and that was like maybe a year or two ago. That one was
I've got a very bizarre relationship with Hunter x Hunter. Because
it's a great show, man.
I have the most. I have a lot of respect for Togashi because he created my favorite, well, first or second favorite manga anime series, which is Yu Yu Hakusho. And it's because of that I hold him in high regard. But I don't. I personally don't see Hunter x Hunter in that same light.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. I'm starting to realize it, and it's fair. One, because I think people only feel that way because of the hiatuses. There's so much potential with this series. If it gone even half as long consistently as One Piece, it'll blow you away, man. And
it would probably be more popular than One Piece.
I'm trying to. I've been feeling that way for a while. Popular's tough because the reason One Piece is popular is because of kid shit. It was sinking more and more into seinen shit. So maybe it would have captured a big teenage audience and mature, like the market that One Piece really couldn't tap into. So yeah, it might have stolen some fans from One Piece that wanted more adult content, which I would have liked, honestly, because in the story itself, Togashi Getsu is like his stories are growing gone, and he had to get them out to paint because there's so many more possibilities when you have a dark and brooding main character like Kurapika. Then Gon, even though Gon has had his dark times, that like Togashi trying to stay in the shonen thing is tied directly to Gon. It's like his personality, either he has to either change Gon or get rid of Gon, because your story won't be able to be told as good if Gon is still the person he is.
I've felt since the very first episode I saw that Killua
Killua
to me is the best of the main protagonists. That's how I feel. Like, I truly believe that. Like, if he had been the main character and Gon didn't exist, that would have brought Hunter x Hunter up at least 5 points alone. No, 10 points alone for me. Because I find his backstory more interesting. His clashing with his family, him, wanting to be a hunter and instead of an assassin, and that whole thing and his development.
That's tough. That's a tough one to say, because it's like Killua was bouncing off of Gon's personality is not what makes Killua great, because Killua can be good on his own, but it's after his development as a character. Him as a solo character, he needs someone to like riff off of. So maybe Killua being the main and Gon being a side character that maybe gets good, that goes through some shit. Maybe Gon goes through what Kite goes through, type shit. Like, maybe you can spin that. Like, you could do that, but to say that Killua can be the main character and still hit or even be better, it's tough, because I think a lot of Hunter x Hunter is this version of expectation. It being a shonen, but then it going dark and having a character who's supposed to be like a light character go dark. That's a lot of. But then again, like you said, a lot of people don't like it. So even though that's what Hunter x Hunter is, if you change it, it might could be better. So it just depends, I guess, how much you like the original.
I just honestly think the biggest problem that Hunter x Hunter has had, and this is in no way meant to be insulting towards Togashi, because I know the man has had, back problems and his health hasn't been great since he finished Yu Yu Hakusho. But if Togashi had been able to do it on a much more consistent basis, obviously, his health was always going to get in the way of that. But, hypothetically speaking, if that wasn't the case, I think Hunter x Hunter would have most likely become one of the big three. Either replacing Bleach. Actually, it probably would have replaced Bleach. It probably would have. Like,
Sir, are these reserved? Are these spots reserved? What? Are these spots reserved? No? I don't think so. Alright. Yeah.
Yeah,
and I don't mean to shit on Gon, by the way, when I say that. Like, just because I don't find him that interesting, it doesn't mean I think he's badly written. It doesn't mean that I think he's a bad character. He just doesn't do anything for me personally.
Now, it's hard to walk the line between being a vehicle for the story, being interesting, and then having character development all at the same time. Because that's what most characters end up suffering from. Like, they're not growing enough, or the series outgrows them, or they're too much of a focus, or they're not dynamic enough. And Gon suffers from a lot of those things. And he has a big job to do. So Togashi making a 4-character, arguably 5-character ensemble to be like the main characters was a good idea, because he could switch off at any time now, and we are invested in whoever. My personal favorite is Kurapika, and all his planning and meticulousness. That's what I love about Hunter x Hunter. Like, a lot of people are complaining about the length of the dialogue boxes and explanations, and that's like one of my favorite things about the show.
The only thing I complain about is the most recent arc. I cannot stand it.
Oh man, It does go overboard. Like, this is the most words from a manga I've seen ever. It's almost Kingdom like in its confusion, to whereas Kingdom, you gotta navigate war talk and have a map in your mind of where everyone is. But Togashi, you have to remember all these random people who all have a distinct look sometimes, and their purpose and how they play into the story. And I love a character-driven story, but my god,
These princes are lame. Like, I don't know why we couldn't have just cut to the freaking Dark Continent. Like, forget the princes and that nonsense. Like, throw that stuff in the garbage. Let's get to the freaking Dark Continent.
Nah, man, you have to appreciate the storytelling. This shit here is deep, and I think it's gonna be crazy. I heard one of the greatest theories about it the other day, about how it could, about how this whole thing could be a setup for the Kakin Empire to sacrifice everyone on the ship for like men power or some shit, some intricate technologies, and doing some wild shit. Like, if done right, this whole boat family member sacrifice thing could be great. I think it's bogging down the progression. Like, it's not perfect, but the potential is there to be great. Kind of like Wano. I feel like this is kind of Togashi's Wano, and as far as it's the culmination of everything we had before. Like, all our nin lessons are coming back, all our storytelling about the world, because we pretty much covered the whole world, all the interesting parts in the human world. Now we're going out somewhere new, and it's like we got 300-year-old grandpas walking around writing books and shit for people. It's crazy, and I'm so glad Togashi's writing again. I've been so happy seeing his tweets and shit every day. Not every day, but his tweets about him making shit. Huh?
Didn't he say he's finished 7 chapters already?
He's either past that or at 10.
Which, I mean, if we get to see those over the course of time, like once they're released, once they're finished, he should just be like, "Look, I put 10 out. I'm gonna take another break, and in the meantime, I'm gonna keep chugging along."
That's what we've been used to. He's been putting out batches of 10 ever since he started this big hiatus run. I just hope that he eventually hires someone else to help him out.
He really should.
Permanent capacity.
Or like, dude, why not have your wife help you? I mean, she's a mangaka too.
Man, people feel crazy about shit. Like, I couldn't even imagine doing something for as long as they did, like, continuously. So I've had a lot of different jobs. I lived a lot of different places, but doing the same thing for 20 years, 20 plus years is insane. So, like, he might feel a way that we can never conceive about Hunter x Hunter and someone else right
I can't imagine how stressed out he must be. Because just imagine, like, he's probably thinking to himself, "Man, I would love to just crank this all out, get this all done, complete this series, and then have people read it all the way through, and
you might not feel like you might enjoy the journey type shit."
Because, for me, I think I will have more a greater appreciation for Hunter x Hunter, at the end of it, seeing all of it. At that point, I might be like, okay, now I like it a lot more, as opposed to being a little iffy about things.
You're just not sure the story is gonna be as good as it's built up to be, or what? I don't even know shit.
It's tough for me because I know I'm in the minority when it comes to Hunter x Hunter, as somebody who's, I've read chapters, I've watched a decent amount of the anime. I know pretty much everything that happens in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe it's maybe. I mean, I know it's definitely a me problem that that I haven't been able to get into Hunter x Hunter like other people have. But I just didn't really enjoy it like other series. I don't know what it is.
Not enough action.
I think it's the way the fights are structured. And the way Nin is in the way that Nen works and all of its intricacies.
Like it's too
That
complicated. Like you want to be more simple and straightforward.
I don't want to say too simple because that almost sounds like I want it to be more like another power system. I guess what I would say is sometimes I do feel like there's too many limits for it. I mean, I understand why that's the case, but some Nen abilities I think are great in terms of how they work and what their limitations are. Others I think are a little too limiting. Like the powers that I think are too limiting.
McCarran doesn't like it.
Are trying to think. I would say Krollo to some extent. I would say that instead of his limits being what they are, maybe they could have been more along the lines of when he steals your power, it's significantly weaker, as opposed to, because it would still be usable, and it would still have an effect. But it's like, how can this man realistically fight if he has to meet all of these what's the word I'm searching for?
Requirements?
Conditions. If he has to meet all of those conditions
it's
just to use. Yeah.
Okay, you're saying the stipulation shouldn't be you got to touch the book 5 seconds, you got to do all this other dumb shit in order to get the power. And it shouldn't make you having to open the book and all that good stuff. It should just be, I get your power. It's weaker, but I still get it.
Well, okay, maybe like the book stuff, that makes sense. But I have to make you tell me everything about your power. Like, that just doesn't seem like an ability that
power.
That doesn't seem like an ability that can really be used.
It's not for
in a
battle.
fight.
Yeah, it's not for battle. It's the preparation before battle. It's almost Sun Tzu-esque. Like, you have to get to your opponent, talk to them, have them open up to you, a damn near a stranger and an enemy or potential enemy. It's like it opens the room for you to be more than a beat stick as a character, or someone with an OP power. Like, I'm not saying all the balances in Hunter x Hunter is bad. I agree. Sometimes it can get ridiculous, but it almost feels like it's paying for what it's paying a fair price. Because a lot of the times it's like one of the problems that you could bring up in a lot of series is the contrivedness of it all. But in Hunter x Hunter, it's hard to say that unless, like, you could say it's contrived how he was able to talk to somebody and get their powers and touch their hand on a book. But that's why we really don't see him doing that to strong people. Like, he outthinks weaker people with good abilities, gets their abilities and uses on someone whose ability he can't take. Just like the two assassins, the white-haired dudes. What are their names? The Zoldycks. Like, when he fought the Zoldycks and he was like, ain't no way I can take their powers.
Silva and Zeno.
Yeah.
Funny that I remember those two names, even though I'm, really. And when I say I'm really not a Hunter x Hunter fan, I don't mean like, I don't like it. I just mean, usually I don't remember the names.
You think you're more of a critic of it than someone who doesn't like it? Like, you think you could do better, or you just like it's not worth the trouble thinking about it?
I think it's one of those things where there's a lot that kind of nags at me that makes it difficult for me to just outright say, "Oh, I love this. It's the best thing ever."
Yeah.
But that said, I also understand why the fans of it hold it in such high regard.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I can see the reasoning. I can see why people have such strong feelings for it. And I mean,
you just wish he could take his creativity and make it so that he can do what he's doing at the level just tweak that one thing. You know, just make the story work without the ridiculous conditions sometimes.
I hesitate to say that that's how I feel because I don't want to sound like somebody who needs to be catered to. Because nobody should be catered to. You shouldn't write a story, to make me enjoy it.
Do you think your concerns about the story and your reservations, do you think it would be good for the overall of the story? Like as far as it being a better story, or do you think it's something that you just want out of stories across the board?
I think it's just something that I want out of stories, and
okay.
I do think that if Hunter x Hunter does get to its conclusion, if it does get finished, which I'm hoping it will, that my liking of it will increase because I'll see characters who haven't done much yet do more. I'll see, I'll probably see, Ging being able to,
God,
finally use that den of his.
Yeah, I want to see that, man. I'm tired of waiting.
If all goes well and Togashi does finish, we'll see all of the abilities of the Phantom Troop that we haven't seen yet. We'll see, the abilities of the top hunters like Pariston that we haven't seen yet. We'll see whatever the heck the Dark Continent has in store, and I'll be honest, I don't actually see anybody making it out of there alive, considering how ridiculous freaking Meruem was, who didn't even have a Hatsu.
Yeah. Well, he had a Hatsu. It was just dog shit because it didn't help you fight people. It just helped you be stronger. Like he eats you and you get your ability.
Oh, I never even thought of that as his. That makes sense though. That does make
metamorphosis, I think.
Okay, it's funny because other fans of the series have never called it that.
Yeah, it wouldn't even make sense because they do that. Well, the queen kind of does it. It's almost making him a queen king.
Yeah.
But he doesn't pass it on. He just keeps it for himself. That's what ants do to eat people. So you wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't think of it as an ability, but yeah. And
I do have a favorite. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was done.
No. I should let you finish before I.
No, I was just saying that freaking Meruem wasn't whenever you develop Hatsus, I think besides the ants, it's out of necessity to get stronger. But he didn't have that really, so I don't think he even consciously developed it. I think it was just something that just happened. It's kind of weird actually, because he was never taught Nin, so he doesn't know he made Hatsu.
You know what I think it is for me? I think it's not seeing certain matchups take place to give me a better idea.
Where was Hisoka during the Ant arc? Yes, I feel you.
Like Finks, for example, he has to stay in one spot and rotate his arm.
I don't think it's to stay in one spot, but yeah.
I would like to see him in a fight where that's not possible and how he would handle that, because that would be a greater showing of him as an overall combatant. I think that's what it is for me. It's because like you said with Crollo, he's
God damn it.
Like he's obviously a fighter, but that's not his role. His role is to lead. His role is to come up with strategies and to be a tactician. He can fight, but his role is to, lead the Phantom Troop more than anything else. And but obviously he can still fight because we do see him in action and he does do very well. So I think it's more, like I said about Nix and these other abilities that have these certain requirements. If I got to see those characters in other fights, in different scenarios, then I could truly see how they can handle themselves. Because it doesn't always come down to just I'm going to use my own ability and just, dish it out on you. There's obviously instances where they do other things first, or maybe they only use it as a last resort. Actually, it probably is my favorite fight in the series, is Phaeton versus that one Chimera Ant. And yeah, and the entire time he's fighting her, I think it's her, but I could be mistaken.
It's her.
He's like, obviously his is specifically designed to only be used as a last resort because
it's like a pain thing.
Yeah, and it's also my favorite Nen ability, flat out.
Pain Packer. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then that was only like one version of it. We haven't even seen the other versions.
And I want to see the others. Like I guess I'm unfortunately just a little bit God, I can't think of words are failing me right now for some reason. I guess I'm a little bit too impatient, which is obviously not fair because it's not like Togashi is being lazy. He literally is trying his best.
Yeah.
But it's like I really want to see. I think that's the reason why I never cared for the Kurapika plotline. I don't want to see him kill all them before they get a chance to really let loose.
Them letting loose would be him trying to kill him, just like we saw pretty much the extent of Logan's power because he was fighting Kurapika. We'll probably get the same for the others. And also, Vogan was more simple. That was a simple, quick fight. But I think the others, like Phoenix, is probably going to be a harder fight. Phaeton, I hope he fights Phaeton on the ship because Phaeton has been getting a lot of shine during like this arc. Like he's been doing a lot. So if we get to see him go all out against Kurapika, who's,
Oh my god! If that's on the ship, you know how many lives that's going to endanger, right?
That's why it's good that Togashi gave Phaeton different abilities. So if you use the sun thing on the ship, it's stupid. You're gonna fuck up the ship. But if he has another one, he's gonna and it's probably better to use another ability for Kurapika because he can dodge that big ass sun, or he can. I don't know actually. What can he do against that sun? I don't know.
I mean, it's obviously not a nuke, but it's a huge freaking explosion.
Even before it exploded, it was cooking her alive. So it's like him dealing with that as a normal human is that's gonna be tough.
I honestly would prefer it if Kurapika failed, not died, but like failed his mission. Because
to fail on the ship and allow the troop to get to the continent. I hope that's how that goes.
Yeah, and I also feel like this is gonna sound crazy. At one point, I said what I would love for Kurapika's character is if after he gets his revenge, it completely like what is that when your vengeance consumes you, and after you've obtained it, your mind is just so darkened at that point that you become a serious threat.
I thought you meant like the hollow thing, like it was hollow, like he got his revenge, didn't matter. But you're saying the opposite.
Or that.
No, I like your idea better because that's kind of cliche. If he gets his revenge and he kind of almost contracts the darkness that the Phantom Troop got, because they were a bunch of happy kids. Then they watched that tape and their friend died, and it became these maniac psychos. And if Kurapika followed suit, that could be interesting. And we got to put Kurapika down. That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that because I as somebody who obviously has favorite characters himself, that he wouldn't want to see go down. I hesitated to say that, but like
it'd be crazy.
Like don't maybe not kill him, but like have to knock him out. Have to knock him out.
I thought you were going with the Naruto.
I'm knocking you out, and I'm taking you out of here.
Please don't kill me.
And we're going back home, and we're gonna deal with this.
Well, they take care.
Yeah, we gotta deal with Kurapika some kind of way. It should be more dynamic than just beat him up or kill him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with it.
Because he has, I mean, he's obviously he's got a good heart, of course, but
Oh, please don't kill me.
Since Togashi
Sorry.
is trying to write the characters in Hunter x Hunter as realistically as possible.
Oh, so you have heard of me. Yeah, that's right.
It would only,
I
to
was the
me,
big
make
draw of the
sense if
Shark Club.
Kurapika
People used to pay hundreds of caps
was
to
at
see
least a little bit darker after all of that. Like, I'm not saying he become a villain, but, he might...
You can argue he's done that, because he's kind of in his villainous arc now, almost. Because when we saw him again, like after Gon got healed and all that, he was sitting down there with his people's eyes and shit, and he's gone out and had other adventures collecting eyes. So he's had his like going through a dark tunnel moment. True, he's still kind of a good person because he's helping the baby out and shit. So he's not completely lost. But a completely lost Kurapika would be interesting because you get to see the creation of a villain. That's why I almost hope that if we go with this evil Kurapika thing, and he makes it to the Dark Continent, and the troop makes it to the Dark Continent, and then that's the whole thing, and the last man standing is Kurapika, and then Kurapika becomes a threat because of maybe he found some more red-eyed people on the new continent, like that's where his people are from.
Oh god, can
You
you
know what I'm
imagine?
saying? Did Kurapika the king of the red eyes, and he has to beat a red eyes dude that has kind of his similar abilities or something like that? And yeah, it could be great.
The other thing about Kurapika too is, since we know that using that one ability
He's not like other
saps
bosses
his
up
life
there.
away, like
He knows the wasteland like the back of his head.
apparently
He likes to wander.
it takes a lot of
I
his
knew
life
if I
to
didn't get
away when he
way the
uses
hell
that
away
one
from New
ability.
Reno, he'd run me down like a dog.
I forget which one it was, but I think he says like every minute this is how much lifespan is being taken.
Yeah, like
I think
every minute is a day.
And I mean that's just freaking insane. Like,
yeah, the trade-off, man.
I mean that basically means that if you fought for an hour, that's
exactly.
That's a month. No, that's 2 months.
That's why it's like any fight with Kurapika can't last that long. That's why he wouldn't want it to last long, and he has to be so potent. So it's like him going against the Fan is going to be almost like Zoro's fights, where it's like a sword slash and it's done sometimes. But then if he faces someone like Crollo who figures that out and he plays with that, it's like Crollo knows he's going to lose, so he does something to extend the fight just so he can take Kurapika's as much as Kurapika's life as he can.
And since we know that Crollo is very much aware of what Kurapika's power is, he's not going to fall into that same trap. He's going to know what to expect
but
next
if Bishop
time.
finds me and I don't have his money,
I mean,
my balls are going to be on his trophy wall.
And even with his ability being designed specifically to take on the Phantom Troop, I don't think Kurapika could take on all of the remaining members at once. I mean,
the true members, maybe, because we got Machi, Franklin, Crollo himself. I think that's it, right? As far as the original,
I keep forgetting the mummy dude's name.
Balalanov, the GOAT, the greatest names in Hunter x Hunter.
And he's another his ability's another one of my favorites.
Oh yeah,
freaking
the Battle of Cantabile. Yeah, good old Cantabile.
Sometimes I'll nerd out and I'll just like kind of be like, you know what, I'm just gonna it's probably a little bit embarrassing to admit, but yeah, sometimes I'll get back into my in those days where everybody would call out like the attack of from an anime character, I'll still do that from time to time.
I'd be having some names, man.
There was Prologue, then there was Jupiter.
And he has a little battle suit you can get too. Like he has another ability, and I want to see that.
Oh, he definitely does.
His armor or whatever, his battle armor.
Man, you know, it'd be crazy. Imagine if Finks actually had an ability where he rotates his leg.
Oh shit!
Like maybe he has to do a handstand. Maybe he has to do a handstand and then like,
hit a Sanji real quick.
Yeah, he has to rotate his leg and then like, because he specifically says he was going to go with a punch. That implies to me that he can do more than just punch you.
That would be interesting, but I think that'd be another Lin ability maybe.
Yeah.
It seems like Ripper Cyclotrons just for the arms.
Well.
True. He calls it a karmic loop, I think is the overall name.
What? For Finks?
Because I think he says karmic loop and then Ripper Cyclotron.
Oh shit. Could be. I forgot about that part.
It's crazy how I remember all this stuff, and it's like, but I don't really watch Hunter x Hunter. I guess it's just these characters had so much of an impression on me that
man,
I don't
forget about it. Was written well. It's hard not to remember.
Because the Phantom Troop, yeah, they're my favorite characters in the series. Not including Hisoka, because I just think he's awful. Like he's just like, yeah, they're evil, but like the Phantom Troop, they have some degree of, I don't want to say honor because they're obviously not honorable, but
they have a code.
They have a code they adhere to. Hisoka is just
all by himself.
He's basically just a serial killer in terms of his mindset. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. For all intents and purposes, he's just got a crazy serial killer guy who just does what he wants. But he's not a serial killer in as far as he just kills civilians, but he will. Sure. He kills other, I guess, warriors, for lack of a better term, or fighters. So there's some kind of code to it, because I can't remember a time where Hisoka just killed some random guy on the street, you know?
Which would make him more interesting. And if, because I'm sure, you know, I'm going to assume that is the case.
Gives him another dynamic. I don't know if it make him interesting. It will give him another dynamic.
Like, imagine if, you know, he was in a scenario where he had to, like, the only way he could get to his target would be by endangering other people's lives, and he's just like, I'm not going to do this. Like, I'm just, you know, I'm going to wait until this person I'm after is no longer in the crowd, and then I'm gonna take him down.
Instead of going through the crowd, you mean?
Like, what if, like, because obviously he's, you know, he's clearly twisted to some extent, but you know, there seems to be this.
Hey,
a lot of the characters in Hunter x Hunter are not. They're not simple. They're very three-dimensional, even if it's not necessarily obvious. And so Hisoka could be. I don't want to say he'd necessarily care about other people, but
it seems like he just knows like the lay of the land. Like he knows how to be a normal person, and it's not hard for him. The only exception is when he wants to fight someone strong. And I don't think that the urge, I don't even know, like remember the time Hisoka he was in the Hunter exam and he just had a bloodlust and he had to kill somebody. I don't think that bloodlust could be satiated by a civilian. Like if he got that out in the world, I almost feel like he would find somebody strong and then satiate it and not just find some random person.
Completely agree. But I mean, if Gon doesn't have Nen anymore, then who the heck is Hisoka gonna wanna?
What can I do for you?
I mean, he's targeting the Phantom Troop, but wouldn't that basically lead up to him having to fight Kurapika, who would be standing in his way?
One of the interesting things about Hisoka is not only do you have to be strong, but you have to have a certain mindset about battle to really, like, lack of a better term, get him off and shit. So he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight Karapika. He doesn't want to fight Karapika because of how he ran away during the Hunter exam. So it's like if Karapika, I guess, to him got more bolder as a fighter and became worthy, then I think he would fight him. It just depends on how Hisoka sees Karapika.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think he's probably he'd probably be interested in fighting Killua at some point. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Probably not Gon, but it was essentially stated that the two of them have the same level of potential, Killua and Gon.
Yeah.
So
it depends on if Gon, as far as what's his name, Hisoka, wanted to fight him. I think it would depend on if Gon finds a way to fight without an end and get strong. That'd be, stretch and like the only way.
I mean, given what we
go ahead.
Given what we know about the Dark Continent, I wouldn't be surprised if Gon goes there and he does get his Nem back, and it's like supercharged.
That's a tough one. Because then you
there's like a downside to it.
You would have to like teleport Gon there, because he's not on the ship. And the only way, it'd be cool though if when we finally get back to Gon's story, he meets up with fucking Killua like a couple months later, and then he like gets wished there by his sister or brother, whatever the fuck. That'd be good. Unless they gotta build up the fight with Gyro, because everyone forgets about Gyro.
I know the name, I just forget who that is.
Remember that boy? Yeah, he had a whole cutscene shit back in the Chimera Ant arc where he was the king of NGL, and then they that Centaur dude came in and killed him. There was like the little mountainside base camp. They were selling drugs and shit, and then they killed him. They fed him to the queen, and then when he became an ant, he was like one of the few besides Meruem who disobeyed the queen's orders, and he just left. Like, he just left the whole thing. He didn't fight anybody. Yeah, he just left. Like, as soon as he became an ant, he was like, "Damn, I'm Gyro, but I'm an ant now, so I'm out." He didn't even get to learn.
So kind of similar to Kite, because Kite became a Chimera Ant too. But Kite also became female, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a little girl.
Which is so weird to me. Like, not trying to say that in a certain sense. I mean this in terms of like Hunter x Hunter itself and being a Chimera. Like,
it's an interesting thing, man. And I think that was the whole point of Chimera Ants. Like, what's life? What is a human? The concept of humanity, all that good stuff. And yeah, like him fighting Gyro is gonna be, if he's still doing that. I can't see him not doing it, because in the manga he specifically said these two are fated to meet, and they were in York New City at the same time, but they just didn't meet each other for whatever reason. I think they were training against Knuckle and Shoot, and Gyro was just walking by randomly.
Careful. Okay, that's a random post all over that I saw on Reddit. That's from a year ago. I was googling images of Gyro to see what he looks like, and all I saw was okay. Because I came across this Reddit post where this person asked, "Wouldn't it be interesting if Gyro, who is the polar opposite of Meruem, ends up looking like a human version of Meruem?" And it's like, would Togashi do that though?
No, I think it was more of a parallel to Gone than anything. Like the exact opposite of Gone, because Gyro had his dad, but his dad was a complete asshole. Didn't give him anything. And Gon's dad was not around, but he made a whole game dedicated to him, and like he's always kind of trying to help him, but also not really. And all that shit got Gyro never had any friends and shit and good influences. There's like a lot of Gone parallels there, rather than Marijuana.
Wait, why am I seeing an image of a koala in reference to Gyro?
Because Koala gave that epic ass speech about him being born and the cycle of karma and shit. And I was kind of tied into Gyro in a way. Because Gyro came back, or Gyro came back, and it was like, I think the whole speech was about like, you know, when you died, you really, like, when you die and come back, like when Koala killed that girl, did she come back to get, you know, karmic justice for what I did? Are you even the same person, or what is the soul? And then I think Gyro was like looped in with that, because it's like Gyro fully died, was fully evil, came back, and he was still Gyro. But some people lose their memories, some people get them back in fragments and shit. So I think it was the whole tie-in there. Where am I going right now? Talk to Yes. What is on Yes Man? It's Victor.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit if it ain't my old friend from Good Springs.
What up, Victor? Why are you following me, sir?
No, don't believe I did. But you might ask around. The Novak folk usually see anyone traveling this way. Don't rightly know. I just got the notion to make my way to New Vegas.
You just happen to want to go to New Vegas. Oh, crazy.
I do wish there was a definitive test that could prove what a person's Nen type would be, because I came up with an idea for one, but
wait, what are you talking about?
What like a Nen like your Nen type, or
there is a Nen type test. Did you not watch the Coliseum, the Heavens Arena?
I did, but I don't know how that would translate into real life, like how a real human.
Sorry, I thought you meant in the series. I was so confused.
No, I know it's in the series.
Okay.
The only thing I did was I took one of those, you know, those freaking tests online, and I just said, all right, well, this is what it gave me, so I guess I'll stick with this category as my Nen type.
Oh, you know, there's Ahsoka's personality
We haven't met
test.
yet. You must be new in.
There's Ahsoka's test, and then the other guy's test from the ship.
Let me see, Nen personality tests.
A Hiso test. Ahsoka's Hiso personality test.
Had his wife taken. I don't think he'll ever. I told the Rangers up at the station to keep an eye out, but there's.
I don't want paragraphs of all this.
Whenever Boone walked around with her, he always had this funny grin on his face, like he couldn't. I know we could. That wasn't the only reason she stuck out, though. That girl, if she'd had better food or hospitality, she'd let you hear it. Trouble was, she usually had. I don't think she meant it. I think she just wanted to remind herself that there's still nicer places in this world than Novak. Who could blame her for that? Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on it. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Was with him. I still like to pretend I'm a ranger, though. I'll check in
I
with
think
the guys.
I'm either
Sometimes they stop
conjurer or a manipulator.
They haven't been responding to me last couple.
So
Hell, listen to me.
What'd you say?
I think I'm either a conjurer or a manipulator. Or is it transmuter?
So I like Ahsoka, just fickled.
Is he a manipulator?
No, he's a transmuter.
Just
like Killua. If you're a conjurer, you mean more like Ahsoka. Not Ahsoka, but Karapika. high strung and nervous.
Right.
No.
I guess that ability I had in mind wouldn't fit that then.
You can probably still do the ability, it just wouldn't be as powerful.
The idea I had for one was like, well, I have a tendency to lose my cool depending on certain circumstances. So I was like, well, my NEM power would probably essentially turn me into like a smaller version of the Hulk. But the angrier I get, like the hotter I get. Basically, it's like a fire version of the Hulk. And the problem is, as I get angrier, it's like the not limitation. What's the word? They don't call them limitations. They call them
conditions.
The condition is I will not be able to discern the difference between allies and enemies. So to use this ability, I have to be far away from other people.
Okay.
Maybe that wouldn't work though. I'm not sure.
It wouldn't be that versatile either. You can't be in a group. Gremlin should be by yourself, berserking out every now and then. And you really couldn't get much done because if you do it around other people you're trying to protect, you'll just kill them too.
That's true.
Part of speech. Damn, I don't think I have another meeting. Fuck. Let's get my speech up. Nap live right now? What you streaming over there, Nap? Nap, you there? I know you're there, but can you hear me? I said you live right now. What you streaming over there?
You said I'm wild?
Live. This is your streaming time right now.
Y'all can hear it?
I have to click on it. I haven't. Let me see. What is this? Is this Full Metal? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite power system.
I never clicked in it, but now that I'm in it, I can't hear it, but I can see it.
I mean, you're in it now, so that's like fun.
No, I can't. I'm saying I can't hear it.
Like I said, talking today.
I don't know. But yeah, this Brotherhood go hard.
Love it.
But you don't feel like conversating today, big dog?
Like conversation for
I feel you, man. He switches back to my headphones. Oh no. Should not have done it. Oh, man, if I close it and go back to my headphones. Well, damn it. Well, this might be a good place to stop. I have not talked about fucking New Vegas this whole time I've been live. I've kind of just been talking about other stuff. But appreciate y'all who stopped by to see me randomly play New Vegas. Kind of. This might be a thing because I got it on my computer now, and I'm kind of hyped. Did I save already? Yeah. All right, peoples. I get out of this. I'm going to stop streaming. Stop the streaming. Damn it, go to the. Why? Why are we doing this? That's my main screen. But I'm trying to.